Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Right now, the gap between what you should save and what you can save has never felt bigger. The U.S. Bank mobile app can help by finding ways to help you reach your savings goals with personalized insights that fit your real life to make your financial goals feel within reach. Because even our tools are smart enough to put people first. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The sale's on at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Stock up for school with 40 to 70% off almost everything and deals from $13. Find it all at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com through August 10th.
This Friday and Saturday, get in for a better breakfast at Wendy's and get it for free. Yes, free. That's a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for free. As in free. No catch. So in other words, breakfast, free. Croissant, free. At Wendy's, free. Friday and Saturday, free. August 13th and 14th. Get yours during breakfast hours, only at Wendy's.
Limit 1 per person per day at participating Wendy's. No substitutions, not valid within combo or with other offer while supplies last.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Are you ready? You think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down.
Ah, suck it, right? It's Gen Exhausted. Welcome back. I'm Chris.
Jesus Christ, that was the longest, most high-maintenance intro ever. Yeah, I'm Rich.
I'm the Iceman.
Hey,
And the asshole who picked the fucking song with the fucking 20-minute intros we're trying to post up on.
yeah.
2 words for you, Richie.
Yeah, okay, well, and I got 2 more words for you. Or, excuse me, 4. Learn to post up. I guess it's 3, because post up's a hyphenated word. But anyways, yeah, $12,000. That's what I learned in radio school, folks. How to post up. Talk to the music. Talk to the lyrics start. And, of course, we had to pick songs and learn how to do that. And you know what song I picked? Didn't realize it had a long-ass intro. King of Pain by The Police. Holy shit, I did a lot of talking before that fucking lyrics kicked in.
What's funny is how things have changed. Like, I got back in the radio game a year and a half ago. And I can tell you now, dude, like, it is 15 seconds and less, and you're done. If you talk longer than 15 seconds, first, it feels like an eternity. Like, I do stuff on the 90 station now. Like, I got a couple songs with, like, 30-second intros. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do for 30 fucking seconds?
You try to hit the post, and if you can't hit the post because you only allowed 15, well, then I guess just talk until the chord change.
No, with 90s songs, there's like lots of movements and stuff. So I'll talk till the next musical change if I got nothing. Like, all right, well, the guitar comes in here. I'll post up to the guitar. There we go.
Well, 90s songs are real easy. Loud, quiet.
R&B songs are easy too because someone's always going to have a little vocal warble at the beginning. You know, Mary J. Blige, she's going to come in with an ooh or something like 2 or 3 seconds in. So that's easy.
Hey, don't talk shit about Mary J. Blige. That's my girl.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying.
No, I ain't even sorry. I ain't apologizing. Why am I sorry, Mary? I ain't apologizing.
I'm just saying it's based off what she has done.
No, you're absolutely right, man. Hey, you get raised in the church. You like to improvise. You like to do some vocal whatever shit. So it is what it is. So, anyways,
Or you get your tooth pulled and you don't say shit.
I was about to say yes. We have one of our players are playing injured tonight. Go ahead, Earl. Tell everybody.
I got my tooth pulled. It hurts very much bad over here.
Which tooth did you get pulled?
The one on the bottom. Dude, I don't know my teeth.
An eye tooth, a canine, a molar.
If you smile, are you missing something?
My bottom left side. I don't know.
Are you missing part of your smile?
No.
You got summer teeth. Some are out of your mouth, some are in your mouth.
Yes. It was the 4th one on the left bottom, 4th from the back.
Oh, that's a canine. It's not really. I don't know how wide you smile. You should be all right. But where you're at?
My smile.
Just saying, where you're at, full set of teeth. Shit, that's a unicorn out there.
You You fit in more now in Kansas, right?
Something like that. Alls I know is it's closer to the front of my mouth than I've ever had a tooth pulled, and the doctor did some shit with this needle, and I lost my bottom lip. Trying to take a drink for like an hour and a half after I left there was impossible.
Yeah, we've all seen Bill Cosby himself.
But you never had Novocaine before, Ice?
Yeah, but never so close to the front of my mouth that I didn't know where my bottom lip was.
All right, so now that we've set the stage, we have a player playing injured or hurt. Excuse me, if he's injured, he'd be on the IR. So apparently, understand that. And I love how they pull your tooth. Okay, I got the canine tooth, the same tooth, but up top to the right, pulled years ago because I broke it off at the gum line. And they had to dig that motherfucker out in pieces. I was in specs when this happened, Chris. They didn't even give me fucking. They didn't even give me Tylenol 3. They gave me ibuprofen and sent me home. You got Percocets, motherfucker. Fuck.
Dude, I got
you.
Laughing gas. I got Percocets. I got oxycodone. Earl's good in life right now.
Jesus Christ.
But I was talking to Chris about that too. My dentist last week said, because I went in for a consultation, and he said dental insurance was a joke to him because most everybody they cap out at like $2,500. Most insurances have as a cap of what they'll pay for a year. Mm-hmm. Well, because my wife works in the government office that she works in, she has that senator insurance, and I don't have a cap, meaning it's unlimited, meaning I can go have my whole mouth worked on forever until I love it, and yeah, the insurance will just keep paying for it. He told me I could get a whole set of teeth, like what is that, implants of veneers. It costs like $25,000 to do your whole mouth, but with my insurance, I would only be responsible for maybe $3,000.
First of all, if you go in and ask for implanted veneers, it's going to cost you $25,000 because then you're going to have to go find the unicorn, ride it into fucking fairy tale land. Veneers are just something they put on the front of your teeth. They're not implants. Implants are completely different. They actually sink a metal post in your fucking jawbones and put a fucking tooth, an artificial tooth on there.
Like it's I said, I don't know much about teeth. I just know he said he could do my whole mouth. It would cost $25,000, but with my insurance, I'd only be responsible for maybe $3,000.
I mean, veneers are more of a, as far as I understand, veneers are more of a cosmetic thing. You want to drop $3,000 to have a pretty smile for your wife and the dogs, sure. I'd be honest with you, as long as they fucking work and they aren't black, I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
well, that's what I told them.
They work.
I said, as long as when you're done, I can chew steak. I don't give a fuck what you put in my mouth.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well,
if he's done and I have a problem chewing my steak, we're gonna have a talk.
Anyways, enough about your fucking jacked up, looking like a fucking fence outside of a haunted house teeth.
Hey,
let's move on to the next fucking subject.
My grills. I'm gonna have grills up in this.
Only grill you got's on your fucking truck. That's it.
I got a grill.
That's the only grill you should have.
One in his backyard.
Yeah.
Bro. Okay, you aged out of grills a long time ago, and even then it was never really cool for people with your fucking shade. So
you know, it's funny you say that, Rich, because I also went to the eye doctor and I was talking to him about LASIK.
They tell you to get a grill too?
No, he said I can't get LASIK. He said that they usually stop doing LASIK on men over about 26 years old. Like, what the fuck?
Singular Earl, singular LASIK. Sounds like Ricky Henderson.
Ma do know best. And 22 steel.
Did you go over to Kmart, Earl? Going to Kmart?
Hey, Kmart.
You work at Ford's?
No, stop. That's a Michigan thing. That's a Metro Detroit thing. Everybody calls it Myers. Everybody calls it Kroger's. Everybody calls it Ford's. You go outside of this state and people look at you like you're fucking retarded. Rightfully so. But I'm just saying.
I'll admit I do say Myers.
There you go. It's not plural. It's singular. Well, anyways, now that we've done podcasting for Earl's dentist and the one person Dawn, thank you for still listening, if you are. That is from Michigan who listens to us. Can we move on to other subjects that are a little bit more universal to people? Earl, you seem to be the gatekeeper of the itinerary tonight. Lord help us all. Go ahead.
I know, right?
Why I gotta be the gatekeeper? I'm looking for the keymaster up in this moment.
It's like you're giving a drunk monkey the keys to the car, and you're like, well, here we go.
Here's the thing. If we're gonna go with my itinerary and my jacked up grill and beautiful blue eyes, what about these doctors, Rich, Chris? The evolution of doctors is crazy because they used to be able to come to you and tell you flat out what your diagnosis is, prognosis. You know,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
What is the deal with doctors?
Well, no, he's right.
I know what he's
disclosure for the audience. Earl and I had a conversation off the air a few days ago that involved people's experience with doctors and terminal diseases. And I think we both come to the conclusion that what the fuck, why can't they fucking tell you the odds, give you an estimate on how much time you have anymore? And I think, this is just my thought, Earl, you flow on your end when I'm done. Let me know what you think, but I think it's because lawsuits.
Yeah.
They tell you 6 months and you live a year. Well, I prepared myself to die and I lived longer and blah, 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 blah. If they say 6 months and they die in 3, then the family comes after you. You said 6 months. You took 3 months from our loved one, from us. No, cancer did, or fucking AIDS, or COPD, or whatever the fuck.
There's an episode of Scrubs about it.
Yes.
Where the
doctor didn't do it.
Yeah, where the guy prepared himself to die and he ends up getting better and he sues the doctor. Because he's like, I prepared myself to die. You know, I did all the things that you do and all this. You know,
folks, there is a person suing McDonald's because they ruined their diet for Lent. Because they saw a commercial with a juicy Big Mac and had to give up not eating meat for Lent, which is kind of meta, right? You give up stuff for Lent, but then you give up giving up stuff for Lent, whatever. Anyways, and so she's suing. It's an actual lawsuit. I just read the article today. You can file a lawsuit about anything. That doesn't mean it's going to get past the first judge that sees it. But you can file a lawsuit about anything because you can find a lawyer to take the case.
She'll get a check because it's McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. They'll be like, here's $50,000. Fuck off. Okay. 50,000 McDonald's ain't shit. 50,000 is someone hanging on the last rung of the ladder of civilization in this country. That's a lot. That's a come up like a motherfucker. So
it's life-changing money.
I'm just saying. Like health issues, you got a good chunk of them taken care of. Debt, you got a good chunk of it paid off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and believe me, I've been there. So, you know, that's, if you do it right, you can do the right thing. But
I'm just saying, $50,000. I forgot what Lent was.
Well, first of all, if you are that, anyways, I don't want to get into that. That's just,
they're filing a lawsuit. Hey, I'm suing you because I have no self-control.
Exactly. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is not. First of all, if you go to the doctor and he gives you a terminal diagnosis, and he starts, and it's going to be in coded terms in certain areas of this country, especially more litigious areas, they're going to talk in coded terms. They're going to start talking about, and Earl, you know this, your wife died of cancer, my mom died of cancer. Well, Chris, your dad died, and I mean, it wasn't a cancer, but I mean, they pretty much knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So maybe you experienced this also, but they start talking about quality of life instead of quantity. You're not dying from this disease, you're living with this disease, or whatever's, you know, going to eventually get you. And it's like, okay, I get that, but if I ask you, like, maybe it's a wording. Maybe we need to be able to talk to doctors like this. What is the average amount of time someone at my stage of this disease has left? Because that's not their opinion. That's not their expertise. That is them basically crunching numbers and giving you the fucking result.
You know what they'll do? They'll give you the ceiling and the floor. Because they'll still they have to leave you wiggle room.
Okay. While that might be infuriating to some people, that's better than nothing. If I'm facing a terminal illness, I'd rather have a ceiling and a floor than nothing at all. And just a bunch of empty platitudes of, you can do this. You're a fighter.
I mean,
The
that's
fuck
kind
is
of what
that?
they told my dad. They gave my dad a ceiling and a floor. Like, it could be 10 years. It could be fucking 10 weeks when they told him about his liver shit. So, yeah.
Well, see, with my wife, they were like 6 to 8 months if she's lucky. And I was like, what, to live? I was in shock. I was in complete shock. But get this. I did find out in Michigan, Rich, going back to your lawsuit theory, you can't really sue a doctor in Michigan. Like the state legislator has put a cap of like $400,000 is the most you can get, whether it was the doctor's fault, he left a tool in your chest, whatever it was, whatever the fuck you want to sue him for.
I got you. It's they call it tort reform.
Right.
And yes,
And
they want to put a cap on
completely-
how much liability that companies are responsible for.
Right, and that completely screwed me because we were after the doctors for years about my wife. We said, she's got this pain, she's tired, she's this, she's losing weight, this, that, the other. They blamed it on everything from her menstrual cycle to pains at work, stress at work, and everything in between. And come to find out, they had an aha moment when they found a brain tumor in her front left temporal lobe. It's like, oh, that's what it is.
Was that really an aha moment?
It really was.
This is finding a tumor.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. Okay, look, brother, we know each other 26 years. You know I got nothing but love for you. But I got to say something. Doctors, this is another Scrubs quote, but I've heard this from doctors, like actual doctors, not doctors on TV. Doctors, especially people who, like clinicians, doctors who are there to diagnose and figure out what's wrong with you, they're trained. When they hear hoofbeats, they don't think zebras, they think horses. So they're going to check for the most benign, banal bullshit they can before they fucking go, well, I think, we've ran out of ideas. We kind of need to check you for cancer. I mean, and let's be honest.
Oh, no, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no one, okay, I'm not going to say no one. I'm sure an oncologist has seen plenty of horrible fucking cancer cases of, children and teenagers and young people dying. But your average person, a 33-year-old doesn't feel well, you don't think they got months to live. You think they got, well, something that we'll figure out. They'll change their diet or they'll give them medication and they'll be fine in a couple months tops.
Yeah. Well, one of the doctors that we saw actually called her a hypochondriac. I was like, what the fuck?
See, now
She's faking this?
Yeah, see, now that shit is like, this is why I don't have a whole lot of faith in the psychology field, and I agree with Dr. Apparently, we need to subtitle this episode "Scrubs" because I agree with Dr. Cox. They're the Walmart greeters of the medical world. Most of them are absolutely useless. If you find a good one, hold on to it like it's your balls because it's a needle in a haystack situation. Because it's how do I put this? You either get someone who wants to tell you and judge you and throw terms at you in psychology, you know what I'm saying, when you're having therapy, or you get someone who goes, I'm here as a completely non-judgmental, think of me as a blank board or a void to yell into. Well, I can do that with my friends, bitch. Why do I need to pay you $6 a minute?
See, I think it's got its valid parts of the field. I mean, the mind is something that needs to be figured out.
Okay, but bear with me here. Valid as far as what we can prove scientifically, yes. Someone walks in and says, I'm an otherkin, I'm a dragon. My body's a lie. No, you're not a dragon, you're mentally ill.
Yeah, you ain't a dragon, bitch.
You're mentally ill. And I don't fuck with any bullshit that's going to fucking sit there and powder coat this shit for people, because these cocksucking pieces of shit send these people out into the real world and we get to deal with their psychosis and their bullshit because non-judgmental people, I'm just here to collect the pay. I mean, listen to you talk. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Seriously.
Right.
You know the best... hold on one second. The best counselors I ever had, because I was forced into counseling at a young age by my mother, were guys or women who just sat down and were like, what's up? Why are you here? I don't know. My mother sent me here. Why do you think that is? She thinks there's something wrong with me. And she's probably talked to you. And the best ones I had, you know what they said? Yeah, she tried to, but I'm your counselor. I'm not hers. That's why I sent her out and brought you in. See, they weren't really counselors. They're more like just friends. You know what I'm saying? Like a trusted confidant. If that's the case, I understand that. But if it's like, I'm just here to listen, then I got friends for that, bitch. I don't need to pay you $300 an hour. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry,
Right.
go ahead.
See, in my wife's case, that was the exception. That's not the rule, which sucks because there were some people that needed to be sued over letting her
that's
go.
a bad doctor, which I've always...
Few of them.
This is half a joke and half not. I've always lobbied for, I want to see GPAs on your medical school diploma hanging in your office.
No shit.
Someone finished...
my high school girlfriend wasn't the only one with 36 C's.
I'm just saying, like, someone finished last in your class, and I hope it wasn't you if I'm sitting in your office.
I can tell you that my favorite saying after dealing with that whole ordeal is doctors practice medicine. It's not an exact science.
No,
Yes and no. Yes and no. There is parts that end up becoming proven that is the science part. But when it comes to, like, perfect example, I don't know, the last 16 months. I mean, a lot of doctors. Well, no, you've seen the practice of medicine. You've seen like,
Yep.
Oh shit, something new. We got to figure this out. I'm sure that tons of shit. I mean, tons of shit we'd have probably even never heard about or knew about with things coming up with the vaccine or how to treat this stuff. We're like, well, tried that didn't work. Well, this works. Tried that didn't work. Yeah. I mean,
Don't wear masks. That ain't gonna work. No, fuck.
Didn't
Wait,
Rich
wear
post it?
mask.
was it in unregimented or this chat, Rich, where you posted like medicine or science is literally fuck around and find out?
Yeah, and I sent it to my friend with a PhD in microbiology, and he was like, yeah, it's a crude way to put it, but that is exactly the scientific method.
Yeah.
Science is always trying to disprove itself. Real quick, Earl, give me 1 second. I will say this, though. There's a difference between ignorance in a doctor, a blind spot, like why would I check a 33-year-old for cancer off the get-go, versus complete incompetence. If I'm sitting there and I'm going to a doctor, and I'm especially a specialist that I've been recommended to, and he goes, it's all in your head. I don't know that that's going to end well for either of us. I mean, I'm not going to get physical, but I'm going to fucking let that motherfucker know that he's a piece of shit that should have been shit out of his mother's asshole instead of dribbling into her cunt. Are you fucking? You're a doctor, bro. You're not a psychologist. Get the fuck out of my face with this bullshit. She had physical symptoms, dude. I know, listeners. I'm sorry. We're talking about Earl's wife, or wife who died. I knew her. I was talking to Earl through the situation. Dude, that was just bad fucking bedside manner in a lot of those cases. In some cases, you're absolutely right. Pure incompetence, and they should have their feet held to the fire. I mean, look, here's the deal. If your job is to not fuck up, period, end of story, you better be the best person for that job. If you're not, I'm sorry. The world needs plenty of third fucking shift people at 7-Eleven. Go get that job.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up with my wife as saying the hidden secret is, and it's not a hidden secret, it's just part of the ordeal we went through. A lot of doctors. We went through a lot of doctors. We went through a sleep specialist. She was thought to have narcolepsy because she could fall asleep in under 30 seconds. Here's the thing. A few years before she got diagnosed, we went to a dermatologist because she had some bumps. This dermatologist misdiagnosed her as having a skin disorder and gave her a drug called, I'm not going to say the drug, but it starts with an H. Anyways, it killed her immune system. Now, if you have skin cancer and your doctor gives you a drug that kills your immune system, throw gasoline on a wildfire, see what happens.
No, I got you.
And then a few years later, it was everywhere, being the cancer. Everywhere.
But
So,
once
yes.
again,
Chris,
Dude.
when it go back to, you said, is it really an aha moment? Yes, sir, it was. It was like, oh, aha, yes, brain tumor. Now I know what's wrong with her. You fucking son of a...
But dude, I know you well enough to say this. Nothing was going to be good enough because nothing saved her.
No.
Let's be honest.
Yep, 100%, dude. You nailed that one.
You at a certain point, you had to deal with the fact that your life would go on, hers wouldn't. And I'm not trying to be crude. I swear on everything I hold sacred in my life.
No, but
and those doctors, I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not defending them. I'm just fucking presenting, because I can see their side, but I understand murder, but I don't mean I condone it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they deal with so much death and horrible news that you can't apply how an average person who goes through their life completely ignoring the fact that death is hanging over their head just behind them constantly, versus someone who is fighting off death and knows that ultimately they're going to lose that battle. It's going to change you.
Right. Well, here's where my wife was the exception and not the rule. Okay, they could have saved her. They could have. Skin cancer is one of the most curable cancers on the planet. It's also one of the most deadliest. It all depends on when you catch it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would have just looked further into her case and took the time to think that she wasn't a hypochondriac, she wasn't just a drug-seeking person, there's really something wrong. If they'd have just took the time to find it, she'd be here today. And in that, I would have a lawsuit to say, you could have saved her, but I can't, not in Michigan, because of the law.
No, I got you.
And that's why when I brought up the doctors, I'm like, this is some horse shit. They won't tell you what's wrong with you or how long you have to live. And also, when they're wrong and when they fuck up, you can't hold them accountable anymore either.
Well, you're wrong. You're doing what you do. You're taking, there's a $400,000 cap on what you can get in a civil suit. That doesn't mean you have no recourse. It just means your recourse is limited. You could have sued.
I tried. I called just about every lawyer in Michigan that had a license to deal in Michigan, and every one of them told me it's not worth it.
Okay.
By the time I pull in all the witnesses and the medical experts and everything, there won't be anything left.
See, so what we're talking about now is, now that is the system working to keep certain people from getting compensated from other people's mistakes. Who, you're a doctor, you have to carry insurance in case you get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I've heard enough of them bitch about and complain about it over the years. I mean, I have YouTube. You can go watch them talk about the state of the medical industry in this country. So,
again, that's why I label my wife as the exception. She's not the rule. She's not what it was made for. She's that one little exception that sometimes people run into where you actually have a case. Sorry about your luck there. That sucked.
Well, I mean, dude, and as far as this, it all depends on what doctors you go to. I'm not trying, and there's some fucking cocksucker out there going, "Oh, you victim blaming? She had cancer. How was she supposed to know the best cancer doctor?" Tongue fuck my unwiped asshole, you piece of shit. That's not what I'm saying. Fuck off. Anyways, dude, you got to understand it. It's fucked. You're right, because incompetence should be punished. I don't care. I can't work at McDonald's and constantly fuck shit up and still keep my job. So if you're a fucking doctor and you're constantly catching shit at the 11th hour, but you needed to catch it at 6 o'clock, and those people have been there since their clock was at 3, yeah, you're incompetent. You don't need to practice medicine. Go be a dentist somewhere. I don't know what the fuck to tell you, but you don't need to be a doctor who diagnoses people, because you are absolutely wearing blinders or you're incompetent. Either way, it's not good enough.
Well, actually,
nothing personal. It's just not good enough.
It brings me to another point that you guys might identify with. I don't know your history with doctors, but I think my first wife and now my second wife, who has a autoimmune disease is victim of the same thing. One of the biggest businesses in this country is the pharmaceutical industry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with that, doctors get money by prescribing certain drugs. People will come into their office and they'll go, hey, if you prescribe this drug for this condition, we'll pay you such money.
Yeah,
so I think my first wife was a victim of this because she got prescribed almost every drug on the fucking market for her issues. None of them helping with skin cancer, but all of them helped with her symptoms. Now, I think they ran into a woman who was dealing with some issues who they thought wasn't life-threatening, but knew they could make a whole bunch of money off of, because my wife has had amazing insurance. Money was never an issue about paying their doctor bill. So they could take her, look at her, diagnose her, whatever they wanted to do, and collect money from the insurance daily.
Yeah, there ain't no money in the cure. The money's in the treatment.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what they did with my first wife. They were trying to squeak every single penny out of the insurance that they could, because it never went beyond what the insurance would pay. It never got to, we owe co-pays, we owe this portion, the 80-20, we owe, no, they never went beyond that. It always went right up to the insurance paid.
Goddamn, here we go, another one. I feel like there should be a bell for every Scrubs reference for this conversation. Season 8, Courtney Cox, Rich. When she kept running tests on the guy because she said his insurance was fucking ridiculously awesome. She was just running tests on it. She said she's like, what she said? I think it's actually stuffed with money. What's happening?
I'm sorry, I had a hiccup in my internet connection. Go ahead.
No, I just said she remembered. She said I think he's actually stuffed with money.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, dude, absolutely.
I know it's TV, by the way, everybody. I know we're referencing a medical TV show, but the AMA has called it the most realistic
and based on true
TV
events.
Show. Well,
Yeah,
true.
and so by the way, take that, Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, well, it's not true events, Earl. It's based on a person.
Well, I mean, look, here's
Just saying, I've experienced it.
you're absolutely right, and I see my mom was okay. My mom was on total disability, and when you're on total disability, apparently at least 12 years ago, when well, no, it's more like 15 years ago now. Here in the state of Michigan, they automatically gave you Medicaid or Medicare or whatever the fuck, and so all her shit was covered. Then she died, right? And then I start receiving bills from the University of Michigan for $250,000, like in her name, care of me, and I'm like, I didn't marry my mother. I'm not obligated to pay this.
And you're not.
If you would like to sue her estate, she has $1.76 in a Fifth Third bank account. You're more than welcome to go after it. I can't get it out because I can't take that little bit out via the ATM. You're more than welcome to have whatever she has in the bank.
Went to a meeting with the lawyer with my mom a few weeks after my dad died. The medical bills came up. And my lawyer's like, well, those are in his name, and if you'd like to pay them, go ahead. He's like, but they're for him, and he's dead now. Look at my mom's face. He's like, and I see little old ladies with that same look on your face all the time.
Your mom did the same thing I did when the hospital called and this is the billing department at such and such. We were calling about this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's dead. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so if she was still alive, I would gladly help you with that bill, but she ain't. So guess what?
Yeah. And there's nothing they can do.
And that's a verbatim what I told them.
And that's
and
what they had to do is just told my mom, I was like, you should probably get a bank account in your name, because eventually they will come after that. And she did.
Yep.
And there you go.
Dude, the only bill I had to pay, because my mother was on oxygen last couple months of her life. And apparently when you're on disability and you're that far gone, there's a moratorium from the state that they can't shut you off for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she owed like $600 to DTE. And this was like a week after she died. Now, I have to explain something. My mom and my grandmother rented a duplex. They didn't own it. My grandmother was on one side. My mother was on the other. My grandmother
Sounds like
was
a wacky
already
sitcom.
it was wacky, but it wasn't a sitcom. It's more like a horror story with those two living next to each other. Believe me, I played fucking linesman breaking up Probert and Domi plenty of nights. Okay? Just saying.
Damn.
And if you're not a sports person, you don't know, but if you're a hockey motherfucker, you know what I mean. Like, you're ducking blows. I was ducking blows between those two. But my grandmother's dementia got to the point where we had to put her in a home before my mother was diagnosed with cancer. Literally, like a month later, she was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And they were like, oh, you're on disability? Cool, great, wonderful. Everything's covered.
Yep.
Okay, like I said, U of M saying that. She died, and I was living, because my grandmother was already in a home, I was living on my grandmother's side of the duplex, taking care of my mother, who lived on the other side of the duplex. And when Mom died, I understood. I talked to the landlords, because I've known them all my life, because that's where my family's lived all their life. Hey, look, what happened. They're like, Rich, what side do you want? We'll rent that to you. I said, let me go with my mom's side. It's where most of the stuff's at, and it's easier to condense both sides of the house into that side. Like, okay, cool. Whatever. Let me tell you something, dude. This is DTE. A week after she dies, I'm sleeping on the couch because I can't bring myself to sleep in the bed my mother used to. It's the only bed in the house, but I'm not going to sleep in that bed because that's her bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so I'm on the couch. And I'm the type of asshole that needs like a fan, no air conditioning in this house because God hates me. But, I had a fan and the TV on. I need background, like white noise to sleep. All of a sudden, all the white noise stops. 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I actually wake up because the white noise stops. That's how much I need it. And I'm like, there's no power in this house. And I walk outside. Neighbor's got power. Then I see a DTE truck parked in front of the neighbor's house. So I walk over to the van. No one in there. And I'm like, okay. Maybe they're just checking something. I don't know. Maybe they're doing something like it's maintenance shit. All of a sudden, the guy comes walking out from my backyard. I'm like, can I help you? Yeah, I'm with DTE. I'm here to shut your power off for non-payment. It's illegal to assault me. I'm like,
well, duh, you're a person, idiot.
I'm not going to assault you.
Can't assault
but
any
you didn't
person.
tell me why the fuck you turning my fucking electricity off. Well, non-payment. No, take your simple ass, you fucking GED holding cocksucker. Get on whatever fucking communications device you need. Call your fucking superior and ask them, I've been here a week. How the fuck do I have non-payment? Well, sir, I could just leave. You're yelling at me. Well, then leave, motherfucker. Well,
or I'm going to hit you.
So he goes and he gets in his van, and I go back in the house. After like 15 minutes, and the power ain't back on, he ain't knocked, I go sit outside, I light up a cigarette, and I'm sitting there just staring at him while he's on the phone. Like a fucking sociopath. Not breaking eye contact, just staring at him, smoking my cigarette. Like, motherfucker, put that bitch in drive and see if you get to the end of the block. And he gets out and he goes, someone who lived here, and he said my mom's name, she owed $600. I'm like, yeah, that's my mother. She's dead. She died of cancer. The bill was in her name. Well, am I correct that you said you're living here now? And I'm like, I'm renting from the same landlords, but it's not her house. So yes, I guess technically I'm living here now. Okay, well, I'll put in a good word for you, man. And he takes off. 2 hours later, my fucking phone rings. Hi, it's DTE. We're calling about blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Well, if you're living there and that's your mother, we don't know what to tell you. You got to pay it if you want your power back on. Are you serious? Yep. And I went, what if I didn't fucking say it was my mother's bill? What if I said I was just a renter that moved in? Oh, then you wouldn't be responsible for it. That's when I learned, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages listening.
Don't volunteer information.
Everything that you've been told's a virtue in this life is a lie. It is a detriment to you. Loyalty, honesty, these are virtues we hold up, right? We should hold these up. You should be loyal to people who fucking been loyal to you. You should be honest with people who are honest with you. Instead, these make you an easy mark. These make you a target in our society. And it ain't just the fucking motherfuckers on the street corners that all you bougie ass white people who live out near me now in Highland and Milford think, oh, these darkies are going to get us. No. It's the government and corporations are going to fuck you over because, well, they can. Because why? Because they pay lobbyists to tell politicians what laws to pass and what laws to write. You have no power. They have all the power. Shut the fuck up. Take your ass fucking like a little 5-year-old getting raped and be quiet. Because that's what this world is. It ain't this country. It's this world. The world ain't fair, folks.
They tried to do shit like that to me, Rich.
Dude, you just talked about your wife dying and doctors coming up with every bullshit excuse they could. Oh, it's your period. It's your narcoleptic. You don't know how to lift the hood. Your husband doesn't know how to lift the hood when he eats your pussy properly. It's everything else, but what the fuck we could fucking do. You know what I'm saying? Like magically, if you tongue punched her fart box, all of a sudden she's gonna be fucking fine and shit.
You don't know how to relieve her stress, you bastard. No, DTE tried that shit. They called me and I said, look, I'm leaving. My wife just passed away. I'm gonna move out of state, whatnot. What do I owe? And they gave me the total. I was like, that's all in. I don't owe anything after that. Nope. All right, thanks. So I paid it. All done. They called me 2 weeks later and they were like, well, you have the remainder of this bill. And I was like, excuse me? Yeah, you got to pay $230-something because, you know, the partial payment for part of the month that you stayed. I said, no, I called and paid this already. No, you paid for the month before. I said, no, I called and said, all in, I owe nothing after this, right? And they said, yeah, so I paid it. And they were like, well, obviously they didn't, you know, charge you for the time that you spent there for that month. And I said, well, then you need to go talk to them. No, sir, I need to talk to you. It's in your name. I need you to pay it. And I said, okay, I don't know what part of this you're not getting. I'm not paying anything else. I paid my bill. Thank you very much. Well, sir, just so you know, if you try to get service, electric service anywhere in the state, you can't until you pay this bill. So if you want to settle it right now, and I said, okay, ma'am, I'm out of state. Actually, I'm in Missouri. So have fun with that bill because I already paid mine. Sorry. Bye. I don't need power in Michigan anymore.
Absolutely. That's exactly what they do. You're absolutely right. It's exactly what they do. And here's the thing. What other fucking industry is there a monopoly like that where we just fucking go, oh, well, that's just the way it is and they accept it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. By the way, I would like to award Rich 100 points for working in the phrase tongue punch her fart box.
Tongue punch her fart box. God, I love it.
Sorry.
Well, no, but it's
2005 called and they wanted to hit their joke back.
Well, no,
we're doing the Scrubs thing.
a little light bulb just went off in my head. Yeah, that makes... The utilities seem to have no competition. You get one water company. You get one electric company. You get one gas company.
That's it. You fuck up there, you're in trouble.
Interesting how that works. I'd like to know how much money's flowing through those lobbyists.
One of the first rich stories, and if you're a long-time listener, you know what a rich story is. One of the first rich stories ever told on Regimented was it had happened 2 days before we did the show when they tried to cut my phone. I set up a payment plan with Consumers Energy about the gas, and I had the receipts. I had everything that I paid on time, and they still cut me off. And I spent 4 hours on the phone arguing with Consumers Energy. And finally, after 4 hours, I got someone who was in charge, and I laid out my entire fucking argument. And their response was, who's your second choice for gas in your area? And I went, I don't know. Who is? They're like, there is none. So I guess you better pay your bill. And they hung the fuck up on me. And I was like, there you go, folks. There you go. There is the free market working for you, according to our government, who wants to break up monopolies if they're private companies. But utilities, yeah, you can have a monopoly. We don't care. Because they get their fucking government cut.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Want to hear some inside scoop? If your kids are as ready to go back to school as mine are, you gotta check out Kohl's. I got my daughters the cutest sew tops for under $18, JanSport backpacks for 25% off, and 30% off Levi's jeans for me. I even saved an extra 15% and picked up Kohl's cash. So, yeah, not sure who's more excited right now, me or the girls. Select styles. 15% offer ends August 15th. Levi's coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store call.com for details.
The sale's on at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Stock up for school with 40 to 70% off almost everything and deals from $13. Find it all at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com through August 10th.
Hey, welcome to Everything Outdoors. Can I help you find anything?
Hey, yeah. Can you point us to the camping gear?
Sure, aisle 2.
Snowboarding? Just bought a new Nissan Pathfinder. It's got intelligent 4x4, and we want to hit the backcountry.
Aisle 18.
And the boats?
Are you sure you can do all this?
Up to 6,000 pounds towing, we're good to go. Oh, where's the scuba gear?
Return to rugged in the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. Available intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions. Towing capability varies by configuration. See Nissan Owner's Manual for proper use.
This Friday and Saturday, get in for a better breakfast at Wendy's and get it for free. Yes, free. That's a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for free. As in free. No catch. So in other words, breakfast free. Croissant free. At Wendy's free. Friday and Saturday free. August 13th and 14th. Get yours during breakfast hours. Only at Wendy's.
Limit 1 per person per day. Participating Wendy's. No substitutions. Not valid within combo or with other offer while supplies last.
This Friday and Saturday, get in for a better breakfast at Wendy's and get it for free. Yes, free. That's a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for free. As in free. No catch. So in other words, breakfast free. Croissant free. At Wendy's free. Friday and Saturday free. August 13th and 14th. Get yours during breakfast hours. Only at Wendy's.
Limit 1 per person per day. Participating Wendy's. No substitutions. Not valid within combo or with other offer while supplies last.
Streaming only on Peacock.
What do you know about Dr. Dunch?
He was charming, intelligent.
My patients mean everything to me.
Based on the unbelievable true story.
I can't make sense of it.
Dunch has 2 deaths that we know of. The state of Texas has executed people for less.
It's like he knew what he was supposed to do, and he did the exact opposite.
Dr. Death, starring Joshua Jackson with Christian Slater and Alec Baldwin.
I am going to fix you.
All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
It's just like the mafia. You got to pay your tribute to them. That's what taxes are.
Every 4 years, we elect a new Don.
Do you understand? Okay, look, I understand that most people listening have only probably really rubbed elbows with, like, serious underground criminal elements via television. That's not the life me and my friends have lived. Okay? This is like you got a friend who's got connections with maybe an MC or a group of people who might call themselves a certain thing and might wear certain colors, and you tell them a problem and they go, would you like me to go handle it? If you know the rule of the street, the first thing you ask is, how much tax are you going to charge me? Especially if it's a collection issue.
And what's
how
the
much
juice?
Tax are you going to charge me? How much tax? No, I don't pay no juice. I know these motherfuckers. Fuck out of here. I tell them where to. Anyways. But I'm like, sorry, statute of limitations ain't up on that. No, I just joked. It's a complete joke. But no, but seriously, I'm like, oh, if you're going to go collect this money and you're going to have to lean on this motherfucker, how much I got to pay you to do it? Everybody's got to pay, baby. It's just how the world works. It is the way of the world. All these young kids are around. We want to be communists. How can you charge money for land? No one owns land. We all own the land.
Bullshit, okay, motherfucker. I own my point. Oh, whatever. Well, I'm paying to own, but bullshit. I got a piece of paper that says my little piece of land is mine. Fuck you.
Yeah, I when I came to Kansas, I realized that Black Lives Matter and white privilege and shit, that shit exists out here. But in deep down, like Detroit, Chicago, Gary, Indiana, parts of South Central, that shit doesn't exist. All right, there's only one privilege, and it's green privilege. If you have it, great. If you don't, you're in deep trouble.
See, I'm glad you brought this up because my buddy who I'm staying with, he's from Philly. And he's from North Philly, Chris, by the way, not West Philly. He said, I did confirm with him. I'm like, West Philly? He goes, what, I was like a pussy to you? I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know.
Philly, born and raised.
But he's from North Philly. Apparently they call it the Badlands, apparently. Like, that's the nickname the news calls it when they report on it. And so it's like, damn. If they're calling it the Badlands, it must be bad.
No, but see, that's why he had to move, Earl, because a couple of guys that were up to no good started making trouble in his neighborhood. And it's a good neighborhood, apparently.
Oh.
By the way, podcasting for whoever listens to this show.
He got one little fight and his mom got scared.
And whoever listens to the the craft beer show.
Beer Nuts.
Beer Nuts, thank you. The first time we had, who was the guy that came into the studio?
JR.
What was his name? JR. First time we had JR in the studio, we did a kind of a crossover episode. Kind of like, hey, we're going to have him on a Regimented episode to set up Beer Nuts. And during the episode, it comes out, well, I'm from Philly, because I thought he was from Detroit, obviously. Especially since he's talking all about Michigan craft beers. He wasn't talking about Yuenglings. He wasn't talking about shit in Philly. He's talking about fucking shit in Michigan.
What's the time he was running a blog called MichiganBeerGuy.com?
Yes, exactly. So I'm like, what part of Michigan you grew up in? He's like, oh, no, I grew up in Philly. I was like, really? Born and raised? And he's like, yup. On the basketball courts where you spent most of your days? And Aaron immediately was like, anyways, JR, anyway, so, this, and I'm like, bro, let me run with it. Let me see if he picks up on it. Come on, man. But, no, it's a funny inside thing about how shit works. Some of us like to pole vault over the line. Some of us just like to step up to the line. Some of us like to put our toe over the line. Apparently, I took a rocket ship over the line that day. So I'm just saying.
I don't know over the line.
Well,
but to get back to
Aaron's reaction was like, I just asked the guy if his mom likes anal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, dude, let me ask you something. Does your mom like it in the butt?
And is she single with low standards?
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I'm willing to relocate.
So your boy's from Philly,
and yes, and we're talking about. This will happen on this show.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how we're kind of Colin Quinn. If you know who he is, comedian, etc. Been in a bunch of movies. Used to be on Remote Control on MTV back in the 80s. Colin Quinn has been described as a man without a country because white people don't understand him. He has and this is why, because Patrice O'Neal said this about him, and Louis C.K., who, by the way, Louis C.K., Latino, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Stop blaming white people for him jerking off in front of people. But anyways, they were like, oh, see, this is your whiteness talking. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, really? Okay, cool. I'm sorry. Hold on. Guys, I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
It's white privilege. You just step away. We have to wait.
Pause in the middle of everything.
Yeah, because he's white.
Okay. Well, if you want to keep that in, good. But I told you, asshole. I'm talking to you, Earl. This is like baseball. Let it come to you. We can edit the shit out. Calm down. You ain't got to fucking fill every moment with nonsense.
I was being.
Come to you.
I was being a smartass.
I said Earl, motherfucker. I didn't say.
No, but
bald Middle Eastern dude. I said Earl. I said bald fucking Strickland.
But I encouraged. His comment was me encouraging him.
Oh, okay, my bad. What the fuck were we? Okay, my boy from. Oh, so Colin Quinn was described as Teresa O'Neal and Louis C.K. said you have a real knowledge about other cultures that are not white for some reason, but you're a man without a country because white people don't understand you and other cultures don't like you. And I'm like, God damn. Me and my boy from Philly are talking. I'm like, and I said that. I'm like, they describe Colin Quinn this way. I think we're like this. And he goes, you're absolutely right. Because our culture isn't white middle class or upper middle class at all. But our culture isn't full on black culture. It's a mixture of, we come from poverty. Poverty is the great equalizer. Once everybody ain't worth a shit, then we're all equal. Period, end of story. And I grew up dirt fucking poor. There was a 3-year period where we moved every 6 months. I, to this day, move someplace. I don't unpack boxes until I'm there for 6 months because I don't fucking trust it. That's how much that shit affected my psyche. God knows how much fucking the poverty that you grew up in, Earl, affected your psyche versus, and God knows how much, it affects everybody's psyche. But we're kind of these lost people who don't really have a spot in acceptable society.
Wait, you get your white privilege checks?
Well, no, I get it. I mean, at this point, like, we run that joke into the ground, but I don't know how to explain it any better than it. Like, okay, there was a couple of years ago, there was a wave of memes of black family Thanksgiving, right? And they would have these memes of all like the shit that would happen at black family Thanksgivings. And I'm reading them and I'm laughing my ass off because it applies to everything in my family. And ain't nobody in my family, as far as I know, except for my cousin, have any black in them. Like, period. My cousin he's biracial. His dad's black, his mom's white. Okay. Everybody else, DNA, 21andMe, all that bullshit, no black in us. No, hey, we straight up, you white motherfuckers from fucking Ireland. Congratulations. Yes.
Solidly Caucasian.
Yes. And so it doesn't make sense, right? Because if we're going to see everything through the prism of race, why do I relate almost completely with a group of people whose pigment's different than me, yet a group of people whose pigment is the exact same as me, I can't relate to?
You're doing culture appropriation.
It's my culture. I grew up in poor culture. I am poor.
My ex-wife grew up WT, and you take race out of the story or out of the equation. I mean, it's all the same shit, right? It's probably all the same experiences.
Exactly.
She delivered.
Well, that's like we were talking the other day when you sing rap songs and Run DMX uses the N-word.
Run DMX.
Run DMX. I know, I get it, but
was that a collab?
That's a hell of a mashup.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
No, that's the Iceman on.
What my triggers want?
So DMX.
DMC, gonna give it to you.
Run, gonna give it to you.
Yes. Like that shit, huh? Oh no! Hey, stop. Actually, I introduced your ex-wife, not ex-wife.
DMC, open up shop.
That's right. That's the song I introduced to Sarah, his wife who died. And like a year and a half later, dude, I hadn't seen this motherfucker talk to him in a year and a half. Somehow we end up on the phone, and he's like, "Yo, man, fuck you." I'm like, "What did I do?" This bitch won't stop listening to Rough Riders anthem. You know how uncomfortable it is walking around with Sarah talking about niggas want to what? Niggas want to what? And I'm like, I bet. All due respect, brother. Sarah was the whitest of white.
Yeah, she was. She was.
There was no hood.
Like a mayonnaise sandwich?
Yes, the only hood she had in her was by injection through Earl. That's it.
And the hoodie on the back of her head.
but valid point. Fair enough. Anyways, let's get off this. Let's talk about some shit that doesn't involve our bullshit, our struggles, or dead people in our families.
The Olympics.
Let's talk about, everybody else fucking up there. The Olympics. Okay, I get the feeling that I'm on an island on this subject, and I'm fine with it. I just want you to know it's nothing but love, no matter how fucking argumentative we get with each other, guys. So let's move on. I know you want to talk about other things about the Olympics, but I think the biggest story is Simone Biles coming back after bowing out.
Yeah, like
here's. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
Kind of validates my feelings personally. That's my opinion on it, but go ahead.
I got you. I feel you. I understand what you're talking about. See, this is what the fuck I wanted with this show. I can see where you're coming from. I just don't agree with it. I don't think you're like evil for having your opinion. I don't think like this is some sort of, this is white work ethic privilege talking. Here's my point.
Okay, you both got to state your side now because I'm going to sit on the fence until my fat ass understands where y'all at.
Okay, here's my point. Okay, I was getting to that. Thank you. When I'm about to come, would you like to come over and kick me in the balls and ruin that too?
I absolutely will. For you, Rich, anything.
Anyways,
but here's the scary thing. What if you're into it? What if oh no, I like that.
They call me Jim Jeffries and spit my comeback in my own mouth after I brick in yours. I don't know. That's some Jim Jeffries shit, bro.
Today I discovered I like when a man kicks me in the nuts while I come.
You know what? Whatever. It's a long. I'm not going down that road. We could get lost.
Let's stick to the Olympics before we get off on a fucking tangent.
Okay, look. Here's the deal. As a musician, I understand the quote unquote yips, what they call them in sports, or as they call it in gymnastics, the twisties, which is your muscle memory should take over even if you check out. But if you check out and you lose where you're at, like let's say you're playing a gig on a stage that's completely dark and you go to glance at your hand and check where you're at and you can't see what the fuck you're doing and you're just relying on muscle memory. Yeah. You have if you're a good musician, and Simone Biles, I have to run back what I said. She's not the GOAT as far as athletes ever. She's not the GOAT Olympian. But if you look at her fucking medal count, not just Olympics, but like gymnastics competitions, if you look at some of the tricks she's pulled off and how they decide difficulty based on how difficult the high score is based on how difficult the routine you do is. The harder routine you do, the more criticism there is about, you know what I'm saying? The more they subtract when you fuck up, but they also give you that bump when you do it right. She's invented shit.
She has her own grading scale, her own scoring scale. They came up with a scoring scale for her.
Because she was doing tricks no one had seen before, or doing moves no one had seen before in her floor movement. Now, not as a musician, as someone who very briefly played sports, I can tell you this. If I was out and I was relying on muscle memory, but then I got what you know what I'm saying? I'm a gymnast and I got this twisties, which apparently is when you're in midair, you're like, they know where every part of their body is, how it's tucked, how they need to tuck it to spin faster, to whatever, to land the way they do. The twisties is, it's almost like an inner ear infection. You get completely disoriented. And gymnastics is a sport where if you're in the air trying to fucking do some god crazy fucking trick and you land the wrong way, you can die. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But she's the fucking best who's ever done it, according to people. Shouldn't she get over this? Then I hear, well, she's like 24, almost 25. Apparently, that's like being Tom Brady in the NFL.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's like being over 35 in football.
So, where I am coming at this from is this: take those two things I talked about, the twisties, her age. This is her trying to come to terms in public with her career ending. Everything she's worked for her entire life has been this: getting up every morning, whether she wanted to think about it or not. She had to. She went to the practices. She went to the shit. Earl, we have a friend whose daughter's in gymnastics. Even though you haven't been up here for it, if you've seen the post on social media, you know how intensive that shit is. It becomes all-encompassing. And she joined late. Apparently, Simone Biles was like 5 years old doing floor routines that Olympians couldn't do in their prime for this sport. So for her to lose that confidence, knowing the consequences if she comes down wrong, and her advanced age for her sport.
24, advanced age.
Dude, I know, but it is what it is, man. It's the fucking reality of the situation.
No. I heard they were talking about, like, yeah, these girls will get to, like, 23 and 24, and then be like, what do I do now? It's been gymnastics, like, my entire life.
Dude, Michaela Maroney, her fine ass. Oh, that girl's so fine. Anyways, she had big thing at the Olympics with the smirk and on the medal podium. If she wasn't on TikTok, and she wasn't on fucking social media making videos of her in a thong, flaunting that fat, juicy ass of hers around like she does, I wouldn't know what the fuck she's doing with her life. And she's younger than Simone Biles, I think. So that tells you everything you need to fucking know about how shit works in that sport. So my point is, and I'll let you guys go. If this is her trying to come to terms with the end of her career, I've seen better GOATs than her have bigger fucking issues giving it up. Michael Jordan looking dead at you.
Should feel like we should reply with one of those, with a Jordan meme, but it's an audio medium.
Yeah, crying Jordan. Insert crying Jordan.
Yeah.
Meme. Jordan meme.
All right. Look, Rich, I followed Simone Biles since she started. You're right.
No, you haven't. Oh my God.
I have. No, I have.
Huge gymnastics fan over there?
Not since she started. Since she started in the Olympics.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I believe that, dude.
Okay.
I know we're old enough. I believe that. Yeah.
You're right. You're 100% right. She did shit where seasoned gymnasts were like, huh? Where the judges were like, how do we even score that? You're right. But that's not our question. I never questioned whether Simone Biles should be in the Olympics. Of course she should. Here's the thing.
I never asked that question, so you answered a question that was never asked, but go ahead.
That's what I said. We never asked if she should ever be in the Olympics.
I know. No, y'all did. I didn't. But that was sport.
No,
that's a different story.
We're saying this. She fucked up on a vault. All right. Now, you could say, oh, she has the twisties and she's dealing with losing her career and all yada yada. But she herself admitted that it takes a week to 2 weeks to get over the yips or the twisties or whatever else. She came back the same week and started doing her gymnast thing again.
Take your fifth place.
She came back same week. She came back same week on the balance beam where, I mean, let's be honest, any of these things these athletes are doing, if you're not a trained athlete and you try it, could kill you. But obviously she fucking felt that she had gotten enough of it back for one. Dude, here's the thing. I'm not saying she's thinking properly. I'm not saying she's being pragmatic or logical or reasonable. She is an athlete who her entire life has been based around this fucking sport, whose entire life is coming to an end.
No, I got you.
Okay, if she's mishandling it, then fucking say it and stop fucking painting. Not you, but stop painting like, oh, she let the world down. She let the United States down. She don't owe the United States shit.
No.
Okay? She let, if anybody that she let down, 1, herself. 2, her teammates. 3, the team. That's it.
That's it. And that's as far as I've taken it. But here's the thing. The only problem I have with Simone Biles, what she did, she fucked up. And she wanted to get out of it as graceful and as high reputation as she could, so she claimed twisties. No, I mean, you just fucked up. You miffed. You goofed up.
Okay, dude, I'm going to call, just so y'all know, and if I do it to me. I'm calling bullshit on just assuming the worst about everybody's intentions, about what decisions they've made on this show. I'm not going to default to that. And if you do, I'm going to call you on it. Chris, you do it, I'm going to call you on it. And like I said, I expect to be called on it if I do it. Now, if you want to talk about the possibility that is a possibility, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, shit, let me back up a little bit. And you give that intent to her, fine. But you don't know what's in her fucking head, let alone her fucking heart. And I'm so fucking sick of everybody, myself included, assuming the worst about somebody when they do something we don't agree with. That they're doing it for the most malicious reason they could think of, or, that we can think of. Bullshit. People do shit based on what's best for them first. Then they worry about who they're hurting or who they're affecting by what they're doing what's best for them second.
Okay, you're proving my point, Rich. I don't know if you're trying to argue with me or...
No, dude. Yeah, sure. You know what? Sky is blue. No, it's red. We're done here.
No,
we're done.
She did what was best for her.
Yeah.
She came out of it with, the least
a
tarnish she could.
44-year-old Tom Brady who can't throw deep downfield anymore decided to retire. Good idea, Tom.
No, dude, 44-year-old Tom Brady fucked up and forgot what down it was. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then he tried to blame everything from the coordinator to the clock manager to and then he finally came out and was like, I forgot what down it was. That's on me. Yeah, come back and own it, dude. Come back and own it. That was what Simone Biles did.
then
she's on the biggest stage on the planet. This is not a world championship. This is not a U.S. match. This isn't a floor exercise on a gym.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Olympics. The entire world is watching her because she is better than Michael Jordan. She is better than Tom Brady. She is everything about this sport. So everybody was watching. And she miffed. She fucked up. It happens. It just happened to her on the biggest stage ever. And she was like, I got to drop out twisties. I got to, yeah,
Okay.
That's it. My mind's not right. I'll
Once again, you're misunderstanding my point. I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're wrong. You can't prove whether you're right or wrong. Besides, I feel.
But
I'm
I can't
sorry.
because she came out and said that 2 weeks it takes to get rid of this. But she's back
there's
in
your
the same
one.
week
There's your
doing the
one
same
on this
thing.
fucking show. Talk over me again and find out what happens. I'm telling you. Let me finish my fucking statement. You're applying. You're going. She's thinking this with no proof. She feels this with no proof. What's your proof? I feel that way. Oh, how millennial of you, Earl.
No, I'm not feeling that way, Rich. She came out herself and admitted it takes a week to 2 weeks to get over what they call the twisties in her sport. She comes back in the exact same week doing more gymnasts exercises on the same stage.
The greatest gymnast of all time beat the twisties in 5 days instead of 7, and we're sitting here shocked about it. I'm sorry, the Olympics been going, bro. This weekend, the Olympics been going on a week.
Right, so
gymnastics started day 1. Yeah, bro, it's Friday. Shit started 5 days ago. A week is 7 days.
Flat out, Rich. I don't buy it, sir. She fucked up, and she got out
And you
of
don't
it.
buy it because of your own bullshit bias that wants to apply something that you have no proof of. So I can dismiss your shit as nonsense. Thank you. Now, if she's, dude, and even if she's doing it, why the fuck didn't you rail against Michael Jordan for ruining the goddamn Wizards with his bullshit? Why didn't you rail against fucking any other athlete who's fucking spent too much time and been a detriment to his team and his legacy, or her team and her legacy, by hanging on for too long? Because you want to apply something to her that you can't prove.
No, I have.
So,
I have done just that.
You
with
haven't
Joe Montana
proved
going
shit.
to Kansas City.
Okay. And I'll kick you in the shin for your mortgage. Since we're throwing just throwing bullshit out. Let's just fucking.
You said, how come I'm not just doing it to other people? I did. I have done that thing. Boss, I'm sorry, not sorry, dude. I do not believe she had, quote unquote, the twisties. Or that she was fucking up so bad.
What are you basing that on? What facts do you have?
Because she admitted herself it would take her up to 2 weeks to get rid of it, and she came back within days and still competed in the same events.
Yeah, I got you. You don't got to explain your whole point. I got your point with the fucking initial part.
Well, what's my evidence? That is my evidence.
Okay, and you've never gotten over a cold sooner than everybody else did, and it's the same cold that you got from them? Yeah, shit. You're telling me that every human being is on the same fucking schedule for everything? Dude, come on, man. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. In fact, if she did what you're fucking attributing to her, then fuck her, because she's a quitter. And hey, it's easy. Stop. Give me a second. It's easy to stunt when you're number one. It's kind of hard to stunt on everybody from the bottom of the pile. So if she did that because, oh, wait a minute, I'm no longer going to be fucking Kingfish in this fucking turd bowl, or King Turd in this turd bowl, okay, then fuck her. But I don't know that. You don't know that. You're trying to take cold, hard facts and apply them to something that is fluid. It could take a week to 2 weeks. Well, she's the best ever. What if it only took her 4 or 5 days to get over the shit? Isn't that what shouldn't we celebrate the best ever getting at her sport, getting over something in a quicker fashion? I mean, Brett Favre's dad died on a Sunday, and that night he threw for a record amount of yards and touchdowns for himself. We celebrated them.
Rich, what if it took her 24 hours to get over it? I don't know, and that's true. You're right. She could have got over it immediately. I don't know that. Okay, I'm not going to pretend I do. But I'm also not saying fuck Simone Biles for doing so. I'm also not saying she fucked everything up and lost all the medals. And no. But I'm going to call it as I see it. This chick biffed, tried to get out of it with the best reputation she could. Okay, so that's what she did. She's still Simone Biles. She still has her own grading scale for the Olympics. She's still one of the best, if not the best, gymnast I have ever seen. I'm talking about this incident as it happened, sir. She biffed. Period. And that's all I'm saying.
Dude, once again, roll the tape back. When did I ever say I didn't understand where you're coming from? Where did I say I didn't understand your point of view? I never said that. I understand your point of view. I just don't agree with
her if that's what she's
doing.
That's not what I said.
Well, okay, yes, you're right. You're right, because I was putting 100 on 10 because I'm trying to entertain people and not have a fucking just heated discussion with you. If you'd like me to dial it back down, we can get into a heated discussion. But I'm trying to...
No, actually, I want to know now. Chris, where are you?
Really? I got to weigh in after all this?
I got to know.
I mean, I think I don't. Okay.
One of us is on an island. Who is it?
Oh, it's me. I know it's me. Just say it. I'm fine. I'm not, dude, bro, you guys know me. Chris, you said one of the best things that I love about you is I always know where I stand with you. I always thought that was a fucking detriment. Apparently it's a virtue. Say your piece, man. I'm not going to get upset. Bro, we ain't going to end our friendship over the shit.
Oh, no, it ain't like that. No, it ain't like that. I think you guys have said a lot about it. I mean, did you quit or did you didn't? Are you done or not? I don't think coming back was a good look. Are you out or are you not? Because it doesn't help your case. To me, it didn't help your credibility coming back.
See, now I agree with that part, and Earl, I think that. Sorry, I'm gonna speak for you for a sec. I think Chris put it a little bit more eloquently than you. If you feel that way, then you know what? Okay, I understand. I don't know whether she quit. See, once again, I'm not attributing, she got over the twisties. I don't know, and neither do you. And that's the beauty of the situation. The problem is that when we start speculating, it's cool to speculate as long as we're in the land of what if, folks. So understand that everything you're about to hear is blanketed in that statement. We've prefaced this book with that statement.
Yeah, none
then
of
we
us
go
are
into the
fly
land
on
of
the wall in the Olympics, okay?
Exactly.
So we don't know for a fact.
So then we go into it. That's fine. It's the definitive statements and declarations of, I know. You don't know shit. You don't. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there and just put this fucking bitchy baby to bed. Okay, you know what's in her mind and heart. I know, Chris. You know, all three of us know as much as we know for sure, without a doubt, what happens to us after we die, which is nothing. We don't know shit about what happens to us after we die. We may have faith, we may have hope, but we don't know. Not for sure, because ain't none of us been dead. Ain't none of us in her head, ain't none of us in her heart. She's the greatest gymnast of all time. Apparently, I don't follow gymnastics. Full disclosure, I don't know.
I mean, but go back.
I remember talking about her 2016 and us being like, yo, this bitch is a badass bitch. I don't know if like Chris, you and I went, and this was Earl before you joined Sportsy. We were like, we talked, one of the first episodes we talked about her. We're like, yo, this chick is no bullshit, man.
She reminds me of Tigger.
Like the cartoon?
The Pooh character?
Yeah, like the cartoon. The face is made of the rubber, the bottom is made of the spring, and she bouncy.
I feel that's racist somehow.
No, he said it with the. He said Tigga.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's why I think it's racist. That's why. Oh.
Yes. Oh. You heard it. You hear the growl. All of a sudden, that's a hate crime. But if it's it's wonderful. So yeah. No, look, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's in her heart. I just want to believe that anybody who spent their entire life training for this sport is approaching the sport with good faith. I have hope in that. I don't have faith in that because I don't have faith in anything. Excuse me. I got faith in death and taxes because those are the only two guaranteed things in this world. That's it. Well, at least
you don't like George Michael's, do you? Because you got to have faith.
Hey, by the way, I've unearthed some.
You mean the closeted gay man who wrote that song along with and put it on the same album as "I Want Your Sex," a song about sexing up women? Yeah. No, I don't have faith in anything anyone says, Earl.
By the way, I've unearthed some old footage of you two arguing back in the day.
Sometimes what's best for this hospital is what's best for the patients. I know it, you know it, and guess what? Dr. Cox knows it too. Although damned if he doesn't disagree with me just because I said it.
Sir, I don't think that's true.
Perry, it's hotter than hell in here.
Freezing.
Great coffee, though.
Rat piss.
Dr. Murphy is an incompetent suck-up.
No, Bob. In fact, he's one of the finest young doctors I've ever had the good fortune of working with.
There you go.
Hey, Doug, what are you doing?
Call my dad.
He's the most incompetent doctor in the hospital. That's the best part. Anyways, you were right, Crit. Sorry. All right. Anyways, let's move on. Stay in with the Olympics, but look, it is what it is. Good luck to her. And here's the deal. All bullshit aside, if this is her final hurrah, I hope she goes out and if she is the GOAT that I've been told she is of gymnastics, I hope she goes out the way she wants to.
Look, just for the record, she is the GOAT. I'm not going to deny her that, whether she biffed, twisted, whatever.
Oh, no, we're
did
beyond that. Yeah, we're beyond that, bro. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give it to her. She is the GOAT. For as long as the Olympics will be around, as long as gymnastics is in the Olympics, people will mention Simone Biles because she has done shit that nobody else can even think of. They still don't know how she does it, and they watched it 100 times. Dude, it's the same thing with Michael Phelps and in his medals. It's the same thing with Katie Ledecky. How is she so fast in the pool? Usain Bolt. Everybody still knows who
Stop
he is.
information dumping the Olympians, you know.
Yeah, okay.
No, just the greatest ever. The people that, no matter what, you're going to remember who they are.
How long has Jesse Owens been dead? Yeah, every Olympics they bring up the fact that black American ran and beat the master race in the run up to World War II. Now, granted, there's a historical significance there, but we still hear about. So yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, if she's that, I don't know. You appear to know more about gymnastics, especially Olympic gymnastics, than I will ever know. Good. If you're saying she's the GOAT, everyone who I'm going to and talking to who has like legit real world experience with this shit, not just I looked something up online, watched a YouTube video, so you know Jack and shit, and Jack just left town. Great, wonderful. You know as much as I do, which is nothing. But the people in the know, they say this. This is a big thing. This is not a joke. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like she made a quantum leap in the sport, and the closest I've heard to her admirers. Now, these are sycophants for her. Don't get me wrong. They criticize her is like they say it in the most like soft, kind, gentle, loving way they can about someone they'll never ever meet. She's just hanging on too long. You know, she should have probably retired before this Olympics. That's what she probably should. But she's still such an inspiration for all. You know what I'm saying? All that bullshit. Okay, great, wonderful. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to fucking say? Like, I can't, like, if you think she quit and that's it, and you're going to attribute that to her with no proof besides what she did, with no regards for the context in which she did it, so fucking be it. But don't ever bring up context to me when I'm talking about comedy again. If you're going to ignore context to her situation, don't try to fucking get lost in the minutia of some other shit when we have a conversation later. Fair enough?
Not really, but okay.
Okay. Well, no, it's just if it's a you're either with me or against me mentality that we're going to have here, right? Which is a retarded mentality to have, because we're all intelligent enough to understand context and nuance. Well, then fuck it. Let's dive into the fucking shallow end of the pool head first and get retarded.
No, Rich, like I said, there's just a lot of things.
Hit her head on the bottom.
You like that one, Chris? You like that one, Chris?
when you talk about Simone Biles, it's not one vault. It's simple as that for me. And
I got you.
There's so much surrounding it. She's never biffed in the Olympics. That's one thing. She's never, did a routine and was like, uh-oh. Except that one.
How am I the He-Man woman hater of this podcast? And I'm defending this chick. How is this happening? Because I know that there's people that listen. They're like, "Oh, this motherfucker, he just needs to come out." I'm going to
transition for you.
He hates women. He's gay.
You're doing it because you have faith. No, you hope
Who's transitioning?
that the USA teams are the teams you remember in the Olympics. And as that's where we were going, and what you were saying.
Oh,
no,
absolutely.
They're not even close.
No, dude. Okay, and I let me say this, and then I really want to get you guys' feelings on this because I know how I feel and I've expressed it enough. I feel flat out you're letting these U.S. Olympic teams who should go in and on paper dominate. They've let, like, I don't know, women's Olympic team, women's soccer Olympic team, men's basketball team, even though they are in the gold medal game, but they already lost to France and they're playing France again. Whatever. It's like, are you guys getting distracted by all the bullshit outside? Like, the Olympics don't seem to mean as much to athletes who can participate in them today as they did when professional athletes were first allowed into the Olympics in the 90s. When a dream team come in, everybody, even motherfuckers retired from the NBA, wanted part of that team.
Yep.
Magic Johnson's on that team. And that motherfucker's like, I got shit that killed Freddie Mercury and Rock Hudson. Yet I'm going to retire. Hey, you want to play in the Olympic team? I'm coming out of retirement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just...
Rich, I'm going to stop you real quick just to do a slight correction. The U.S. women's soccer team, for all their talk and gander, they won the bronze medal match.
Ooh. And
yeah.
See, here's my thing. I don't think it's because they suck. Obviously, they don't. I think it's because they're too caught up in all the distractions. Everybody is. Excuse me, not everybody. A lot of athletes now think that they are somehow like, they think they're Jim Brown or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or something. They think they're some sort of like social activist and shit. And it's like, bro, Draymond Green, we've seen your too-taut erection online. Shut up about social justice and stop sending dick pics unless they ask for it.
Way too
What the
tough.
fuck is wrong with you? Okay? Yeah. You were over-circumcised. Like, they circumcised a black man like he is the most micro-penised white man in the world. Like, that shit is so cut back, it's painful. I'm like, bro, dude, we talked about it. We pulled up his dick pic on a regimen. We're like, that looks painful. That looks like a painful erection. It looks like that almost, yeah. It's like a hot dog in the microwave too long and the side splits. That's just no good, man. Who the fuck wants that? But anyways, no, dude, seriously. I think the Olympics don't mean what they used to mean because nationalism has been painted, no matter what type of nationalism in this country, has been painted as like a far right-wing virtue. And it's like, no, look, you can compete for your country and not agree with everything your country does. I mean, do you think Derek Jeter agreed with everything that came out of the Yankees head office? But he is the definitive Yankee for our generation.
He's the captain.
He is the proper noun status. Capital T, capital C. The captain. Exactly. You don't got to agree with shit. You know, this is this rot that has set in to our society to where if we talk about 100 issues and we agree on 99, but the one we disagree on is the one we got to make the biggest issue. That's what I feel is like what's going on. Like, these athletes are more concerned about being on TV, talking about, we don't get paid like the men. Do you draw like the men? You're a misogynist. Interview over. Okay, well, then instead of wasting everybody's time, because, by the way, that 5-minute interview took 2.5 hours to set up. Am I lying, Chris? No. You went to Specs, you know, yeah. Craft services, all the behind-the-scenes shit.
By the way, they get a bigger take of the gate than the men do.
Yes, they do. Technically, they do get paid more than men. They just don't get as big a slice of the pie because they don't make as big of a pie. That's called the pie is the gate.
Yeah.
They don't have as big of a pie as the men do. You don't like that and you're a woman? Get off that fucking ATM you call an ass and go buy some fucking tickets and shut the fuck up about it. I don't bitch when I go to the Tigers game in 2002 and there's fucking announced attendance of less than 3,000. No one's coming to see my team. No, because no one wants to. Put a product that's entertaining on the field and people will come see it. Period. Where are all the women to support the women's soccer team?
I was going to say, where's all of the women's equally and support groups?
It's an old, it's a trope, but and it's a stereotype, but it's the truth. You don't support. women don't support women's sports, but they want men to. Fuck you, cunts. Clean up your own fucking mess. Why is it my job to pick up your fucking slack because you're too busy watching fucking reruns on goddamn ER?
Or Scrubs.
Well, I mean, if she's watching reruns of Scrubs, send her my way. Maybe we got something in common. She have low standards? Just saying.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
You didn't.
Yep.
I thought you learned your lesson.
I guess not.
Dad, the vultures are back.
Okay, kids, you know the drill. Windows up.
Gone too far looking for a good deal on gas? Try Price Match, only from BP Me Rewards at participating BP and Amoco stations. Learn more at bp.com/best price.
New hot and iced Sunrise Batch Coffee from Dunkin'. A bright and balanced, full-bodied blend brewed so you can get summering from sunrise to sunset. And even after that, because that's when you can show off those string lights you hung in the backyard. Or rehung. Enjoy a medium, hotter iced Sunrise Batch Coffee for $2. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions apply.
Planet Fitness is open again, and we're coming back cleaner than ever. We're keeping things squeaky with cleaning stations stocked with disinfectant spray and hand sanitizer throughout the club. We're also powering down select machines for extra room to move. So if you're not sure what day or week it is, you can be sure you're getting a great workout in a clean environment. We're ready when you are at Planet Fitness. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
You didn't.
Yep.
I thought you learned your lesson.
I guess not.
Dad, the vultures are back.
Okay, kids, you know the drill. Windows up.
Gone too far looking for a good deal on gas? Try Price Match, only from BP Me Rewards at participating BP and Amoco stations. Learn more at bp.com/best price.
You didn't.
Yep.
I thought you learned your lesson.
I guess not.
Dad, the vultures are back.
Okay, kids, you know the drill. Windows up.
Gone too far looking for a good deal on gas? Try Price Match, only from BP Me Rewards at participating BP and Amoco stations. Learn more at bp.com/best price.
From heading out the door and kicking off your day to enjoying the refreshing breeze on the beach, when it comes to Seagram's Ginger Ale, we won't tell you when to enjoy it because it's good at any time. Whether you're catching the latest flick at the movie theater, enjoying a break between meetings, at a family barbecue, or when you're stirring up a drink for friends or enjoying one on your own, you'll never be disappointed. Wherever you are, Seagram's refreshing taste is always welcome. Seagram's Ginger Ale. Crisp taste, any time or place.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
I'm just saying, and through all of this, I just looked up the Michaela Maroney in the song. Oh, Jesus.
Dude, that girl. That, excuse me. That woman. Whew. Yes, Lord.
All kinds of jelly of Nasser now.
The mental Rolodex that is my spank bank is now set to M, capital M, small c, capital K. I'll get to you later. Let's move on. Okay, but like seriously, let's all bullshit aside. Look, dude, I don't really care one way or the other. All right, but I will say this: the fact that you have teams that should be dominating according to themselves, according to their record, their history, they should be American teams that should be dominating aren't. Now, why is that? Now, their supporters will go, well, it's because of racism and sexism and well, we're less racist and sexist than we were in 2016, and they did better in 2016. So I guess we need to ramp it up, huh?
More racism and sexism?
Yeah, call them twats, darkies, whatever the fuck works, right? Because they were winning fucking shit in 2016. Now they're taking home bronze. And there's less racism and less sexism and less all this shit.
Some nappy-headed hoes? Who was that?
Don
That was
Imus.
Imus, and that was Rutgers women's team. That completely
That was a
different
basketball
thing.
team.
Yeah, and it was a college women's. It was Rutgers. Yeah, it was Rutgers team. And by the way, them were some hard looking hoes. Like I wouldn't want to meet half them bitches in a dark alley in the middle of the night.
Wallace.
Nope. Because them bitches would body me, bro. Dude, it'd be that. Dude, they would just bank me. It'd be the end of it. I'm done. Like, and then like, hey man, how'd Rich die? And a bunch of female fucking former Rutgers basketball players and called them nappy headed hoes. Well, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
I mean, but no, seriously, like, I mean, there's other shit that's coming up in the Olympics that I find interesting and newsworthy, but I do notice this is that both sides, we support, Megan, I look like a man, whatever the fuck her name is, and we support, yeah, and all this shit, and we're white knighting for women, yeah, and all this. Okay, great, wonderful. How are the ratings? Oh, they're still in the tank? Well, damn shame all these white knights that are fucking willing to get online and fucking call people fascist and racist and horrible fucking names and take screenshots by someone saying maybe she should spend more time practicing, less time kneeling, or taking screenshots and sending them to their employers trying to get them fired.
Or I'm going to put this out there. Not a lot is made of this point. Or it's the United States and it's soccer. Nobody we don't give a fuck about the men's teams. This isn't fucking Europe.
Nope. It says it's South America. This is North America.
Yeah. The United States doesn't give a fuck about soccer. We pretend to every few years, but how long's the fucking I can't even remember the name of what is it? The USL? How long's that shit been around? There's a Detroit team, right? Fucking exactly. Yeah, but there is one. It's a Detroit Football Club, but you don't fucking know about it.
I can tell you this. I was in 2000, a buddy of mine brought a guy over to my apartment, and he was like, "Hey, you want acid, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "This guy's he's got it." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "Yeah, we got to go back to my house." And I'm like, "Bro, if this guy's a cop, you understand, I'm killing everybody." He's like, "No, I got you." I'm like, "Okay, let's go." So we go over to his house. He's like, "Hey, it's my brother right here, man. Why don't you you guys hang out with him? I'll be back in a minute." I'm like, okay. So we sit down. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He's like, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah, dude's like 6'1", 6'2", 180. I mean, but no body fat, but not like overly built, right? And I'm just like, yeah, blah, 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 talking to him. And I'm like, "Hey, so what do you do?" He's like, athlete. I'm like, my mind, he's like 20, 21, right? My mind automatically goes to, "Oh, are you like Olympics or something?" He's like, "No, I'm a professional soccer player." I'm like, you play professional soccer? He's like, "Yeah, I'm in the whatever the soccer league is here in America." He played for the LA team, whatever the fuck their name was. I was like, "Bro, you play professional soccer
Galaxy?
in LA?"
And that where fucking
Galaxy.
Beckham
Yes,
played?
thank you. And he's like,
Bend it like Beckham.
the only thing I know about Beckham is I want to fuck his wife. That's it. So.
Right.
And I wanted to fuck his wife before she was his wife.
25
She
years
was the
later,
hottest Spice.
I still would too.
Yeah, no, bro, she looked good.
Ginger Spice can still give me a shout.
It ain't
25
ginger,
years later.
Hotch.
No, I know,
Hotch.
but I'm just still saying too.
I
saw a picture of them broads the other day. She can still call me.
Oh no, they can knock the dust off this dick any day. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who. The black chick was good enough. Scary Spice was good enough for fucking for Eddie Murphy. Half your shit. To drop a hot one deep in her and fucking get a goddamn crumb snatcher coming out 9 months later. Bro,
dude,
if the pussy's that good, come fuck me up.
This is a story for another day, but she is a freak. Like, she was in a throuple and shit. Like, oh, you never heard Drew and Mark talk about all the shit she was going through with her last divorce?
Nope.
Like, oh, like she needs a dick like every hour on the hour.
Well, I mean, I can't give her that, but I'll get in line.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I'll take
like
sloppy seconds,
my refractory period's longer than an hour
like,
now.
if you get in a
I'm
relationship
44.
with her, like, you better do some stretches, get some ED medicine, that kind of shit.
Hey, I'll tell you guys this. The only thing you need to know about the way we feel about the women and men playing kickball in this country is the word soccer. Okay? Everybody else calls it football. Everybody. We are the only people that call it soccer.
You say football to us, like what? Like Tom Brady? Yeah.
No, you're absolutely like, dude. Yeah, you're absolutely
We're
right.
an oddball country. We're the only country that doesn't use the metric system. We like to do shit our own way. Like we got all kinds of shit we do. We're the only country that does it.
But I would like to say this, because I was finishing my point with the acid dealer and his brother. I was like, you play a professional sport, okay? Motherfucker's sitting there on like 3 hits, chain smoking joints and cigarettes. Professional soccer player.
Well, it was off season. I don't know that, but sounded good.
All I know is I'm just like, well, I mean, I hope that's working out for you. By the way, can you pass that joint? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I hope.
Soccer, huh?
Shit. Yeah. Yeah, I played like 2 seasons. I was 5 and 6.
I was on the yellow team.
Oh, anyways, I can definitely see how this is.
That shit's canoeing. Lick that side.
Yeah. They still got like red and yellow cards and shit.
I think we just keeled over Rich.
Oh shit, dude! I leaned back and I pulled my fucking headphones out. I leaned back and that was about, bro. I was so fucking high. That was about the quality of conversation I was having with them. Because I'm like, there's a band called Yellow Card. So yellow cards are in hockey. I mean soccer, right? And he's like, motherfucker, do you know what sport I play? I'm like, yeah. You said you played soccer, right? Yes.
No, but that's kind of like going, so there's a penalty box in hockey, right?
Yeah, I know, dude. I know. And that's why I was a half-ass sports fan on a half-ass sports show. Yeah. Anyways.
There's great actors that play that game, I can tell you that.
Well, dude. Sidney Crosby's diving isn't even close to the shit I see when I see fucking overseas fucking highlights of soccer's game. Or highlights of overseas soccer games.
LeBron learned to flop from the best. LeBron probably watches soccer games to learn how to flop, man.
Bro, yeah. That's
those guys know how to sell an injury to get that penalty.
I'm just gonna say this. That's a conversation for another fucking podcast.
Yeah.
All right,
another show. But
my question is this, guys. Back to the Olympics. The Dream Team, there's 12 people on the basketball team, okay? So the Dream Team in 92 had 12 people. The team now has 12 people. Is it the talent's not there, or is it the attitude isn't there? Which one?
I think the game is different. The Dream Team...
No, that's NBA, but the Olympics has stayed the same, period.
No, the game of basketball has evolved. Like they're not playing the same game that they. I mean, they have all these European D-leagues. There's a whole European style of basketball now that wasn't around the first time the Dream Team was around. Man, like they're playing a different game.
Okay. There's been
rule changes and shit. Like, yeah, the NBA is definitely a different animal, but the game of basketball has evolved since the 90s.
Yeah, I watched the team today, and I just don't see the same, I don't know, levels. I'm just going to call them levels, because I'm not going to say it's talent or heart or kill or be killed, gumption. I don't know, levels. I just don't see the same levels that they play with today that they did back then.
I trust Popovich. Guy's got a lot of fucking, everyone talks about Jackson. Popovich has quietly got a lot of fucking hardware.
There might have been. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier. We're trying to attribute an intent to people that we don't have any idea what we can. My best guess, based on the since the last Olympics to this Olympics, is once again you have athletes more concerned with making a social impact than being the best in the world. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but your job isn't to be someone who has that much social impact at the moment. Your job is to be one of the best in the world and go out and flex nuts on motherfuckers to show them you're one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Then you come home with the gold medal around your motherfucking neck. Then you get your fucking SJW on.
Yeah, because then you got this big-ass platform. The whole world's listening to you now.
Yep. Because now,
at least for 4 years.
When you're talking shit in the NBA fans, sports fans pay attention. You flex your fucking nuts after winning a gold medal, the whole world's paying attention.
Yep.
That's the short-sightedness problem that we have. It's not a generational problem. It's a societal problem. Dude, there is an article going around. 40% of Americans think they could compete in at least one, at an Olympic level, at least one thing in Winter or Summer Olympics.
Dude.
You're delusional.
Yeah, that ties into two things. Remember the one I sent you guys in Unregimented about it was a certain percentage of people thought they were one of the best people they know. So there's that warped perception. And then there's another one that I heard of. It was a certain percent of people think that they could beat I think they could beat a bear. And I was like, yeah, I was like, are you shitting me? Oh, the bear would just have to, a grizzly bear is 10 feet tall and it stands up. Done. Over.
I'm just going to say this.
Swipe at you. Over.
I'm just going to say this and because it just came out, so it's not fair to give away too much. But the new Suicide Squad movie I've watched already.
Yep.
There is a giant shark character in it who's about to sound. Ooh, I know. Yeah, I'm on the special double secret fucking list. I get shit first. No, I just have HBO Max, but there is. That's how I watched it. Yeah, midnight. I was like, oh, this shit's on. I'm up. Watched half of it last night. Rest of it this morning. There's a 10-foot shark in that fucking movie. I'm going to say, let's just say your average black bear, for the sake of argument, stands up on his back legs. He's 10 foot tall, okay? Bear has claws on all four fucking paws.
Oh, did they do shark versus
shark
bear?
Teeth. No. What I'm saying is, this shark only has teeth, and he's 10 foot tall, or whatever the fuck he is. And he's ripping apart motherfuckers in the movie. That's in the trailer. I'm not giving anything away. But I mean, like, so now, take a bear, take the movie part out where they don't have to fucking worry about an R rating.
Oh, here you go.
See what he does to people in that movie? Make it 10 times worse? That's what that bear does to you.
Dude, here, I found the survey. 6% of Americans believe they could fight a grizzly bear unarmed and win.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised it's that low.
Elephants and rhinos.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, wait. This is things that they think are the fiercest. Never mind. 8% of... Oh, my God. 8% of respondents think that they could beat a gorilla.
No. Bro, them motherfuckers rip people's fucking faces and genitals off in fights.
Yeah, it said the gorilla would rip your head off.
Bro, a silverback could rip you in half very easily. Could rip your arm off your body without even fucking grunting. Yeah, without even grunting, dude. Dude, they're like 800 pounds. Do you understand they are solid muscle, too?
Dude, there's this guy that we used to hang out with. You know, I'm still in the fantasy football league with him. We used to go over and, do what you do. You go over and smoke a bunch of weed, get high and talk a bunch of shit. He used to always say that he believed if he was locked in I kid you not, in an 8.5 by 11 bedroom with a lion, he would win. And I always said, dude, that would be the shortest thing ever. Like, first of all, you would have to say goodbye to your family first, right? Because you're not coming back from this. Make sure all your shit is in order. I'll put it on pay-per-view, and it would be the shortest pay-per-view fucking ever. It would be fucking 5 seconds long. All that lion would have to do is lurch forward, and it is over.
Dude,
real story, real talk.
I was about to say the lion would be the size of most of the room. It's a lion.
I was locked in a room with a 4-month-old lion. This
oh
was
my
from
God!
Tiger King.
Thank you. You fucking always bury the lead. You always try to fucking. So ask me. You're like the asshole from fucking Draft Day. So ask me why. Just tell me fucking why. Yeah.
So from Tiger King, I was locked in the freaking room with the 4-month-old lion, and just a baby cub 4-month-old lion bit through my wife's sweatpants and gnawed on her shoe enough to where it punched a hole through it, and it was just plain. Now, it came over to me and took 3 licks, and I swear to God, if it licked me one more time, it was taking my skin with it because its tongue was so rough. Yeah, you're not going to survive a full-grown lion attack.
How'd you get
You're
locked
not.
in a room with a lion?
Yeah, they call it playtime. You can actually go pet the cubs at Tiger King.
Oh, you're not talking...
He's talking about the guy from the documentary, bro.
Oh, you actually...
He's got pictures with him.
You
he
been
met
to
the
that
guy.
shit?
Yeah.
No.
Before the documentary.
Before he went and did all
The
of this
jail.
shit and went in prison. Yeah, it was before that.
Oh, no shit.
No shit. Got a video.
he's-
It's great.
He's a Netflix hipster. He did it before anybody.
Oh, that's true. I knew about Tiger King before everybody else did.
So, are you gonna start drinking IPAs?
I've actually
Listening
been
to doing curly, grow your mustache out, curl it up at the ends, and start listening to like Go Go Bordello.
Bro, you're talking
Well,
about...
I can tell you what I'm not going to do.
You're talking about
Rich.
2010 hipster, yo. You're showing your age.
I'm not going to smoke marijuana and go to a place called Woodstock. I'll tell you that fucking right now.
All right, guys. I tried to give us a spot so you can hit the edit, Chris. I have to use the bathroom. Give me 5 minutes. We'll come back. We'll hit the subject. Is that cool?
Yes.
Cool. Time out.
Okay. All right. Give me 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, real quick before we continue. Apparently, this is a very bad internet infrastructure out here, and we got a storm. Some shit might happen. And in the future, if I drop out, I will try to get back on as quick as possible. If not, I'll hop on my phone, send you guys like I can't connect. Internet's out. Finish the show without me. This has become apparent to me after a couple months. This is going to happen eventually. So just want to get you guys prepared. You might have to finish the show sometime without me.
All right.
Anyways, let's go.
All right, so...
Earl?
Yeah.
That would be your cue.
But yeah, definitely not doing that. That place is atrocious.
What place?
Woodstock.
Which one?
No, he's talking about Woodstock.
Anyone. Pick one. Modern day Woodstock. Period.
Okay, Woodstock 99. You're talking about the documentary that's on HBO right now.
Yeah, and the YouTube video you sent us.
Well, all right. In all fairness, I think I should say this. There's a documentary on HBO from a series called Music Box that I guess is going to focus on certain moments in music history in American pop culture, and the first episode's about Woodstock 99. I'll be the first to say Woodstock 99 was a shit show. I knew a handful of people that went. Now, granted, like 4 people that went compared to the 400,000 that were there or whatever. It's not even a big enough sample size to even start fucking, you know what I'm saying, extrapolate. Just pulling anything from it. But I will say this. That documentary focused on shit that I never heard about Woodstock 99 in the 22 years since from the 4 people that went. And they acted like that was first and foremost the issue for the entire time. And that issue being, well, there's a bunch of rich, white, angry men.
Hey, the people I knew that went, from everything I gathered, everything was way overpriced and it was poorly ran. That was the big problem with it.
Bro, you're dropping fucking $1,000 for 2 tickets for 3 days. Okay? First of all, they scheduled it the same week as the Baseball Hall of Fame induction that year. Cooperstown, I used to live right near Rome, New York, where they had Woodstock 99, and I lived 45 minutes from Cooperstown. So I was way closer to Rome. That area ain't equipped to handle that many people coming in. That area in New York.
Oh, no, I've been to Rome.
It's just not.
I know. Dude, it's 2-lane blacktop in and out of town.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And where do I start? Okay, first of all, why is there a documentary about something that happened? This documentary, by the way, I get the feeling it was supposed to come out like last year or in 2019 to mark the anniversary, but for whatever reason didn't, whether it's Corona or whatever. But why the fuck are we listening to people talk about an event that, 1, they were too young to have attended, 2, they didn't attend if they were old enough to attend, and 3, everything they're fucking presenting as fact is 3rd, 4th, 5th hand information. By the way, information based on word of mouth, not on any documents, legal, police, the people who put the show on, and the people who put the show on were crooked as fuck. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, at one point I heard that like over 3,000 women were raped at Woodstock 99. I'm like, okay, if 3,000 women were raped at Woodstock 99 and nothing was done about it, drop the bomb on this entire planet and let's call it a fucking day. I don't buy that. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't buy that 3,000 women went to the police in central New York and reported rapes at Woodstock 99 and they went, that's nice, go back home. I just don't. On top of that, this documentary came out in like the last, week or two? What'd you say, Chris?
Yeah, last couple weeks.
Okay. Like maybe a month and a half before, there was an hour and like 15-minute long YouTube video that went into what really happened at Woodstock 99. Not what you've been told, not what the fucking the news and the narrative has shifted into, but what really happened. Cold, hard facts. The truth is, one person died at that show. 3 people died at Woodstock 69. There were more sexual assaults reported at Woodstock 99, but apparently in 2021, a group of 3 girls walking by a group of 3 guys, and one of the guys yells out, "Show us your tits," is on par with rape.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. Then, okay, yeah.
Then you can't even count that high.
Yeah. Then, yeah, 3,000?
They yelled
That's
at
awful,
Rest
though.
to show them her tits.
Look,
The entire
man,
crowd.
There are so many fucking accusations in this HBO documentary that are just absolutely untrue. And you can, folks, fuck me. Fuck me up the ass sideways with a fucking thorn dildo. I don't know what I'm talking about. Go on YouTube. Look up Woodstock 99. Look up full performances. Unedited. They're on there. Okay? In high definition. One of the bullshit claims that was made was, about Woodstock 99 was Tragically Hip, a Canadian band, an awesome Canadian band, by the way. Rest in peace, Gord Donnelly. But anyways, opened up the second day. And they played "O Canada" as part of their set. Supposedly, 400,000 rich, white, privileged men booed and sang back the national anthem at this band trying to show their pride.
I don't remember hearing
their
that
home country.
story 20 fucking years ago.
Okay. I love Hido, first album. You don't know it? Fuck you. I'm a bigger fan than you. I love the Tragically Hip. Grace 2 is one of the most perfect songs ever fucking written. Period. End of story, in my opinion. Okay? I've watched their whole set. I see 200,000 people in front of them, and probably every 15, 20 yards a Canadian flag being held up on 2 fucking flagpoles. So that means there's more than one person holding it up. Watch their whole set. Never heard the whole crowd. Never heard even some of the crowd singing the national anthem back at them loud enough to be heard on their mics. But supposedly, according to this documentary, this is horrible. They did that. It's all bullshit, folks. You're being fucking conditioned. It's not the reality. Your eyes tell you one thing. Your senses tell you one thing. These people tell you another. Who do you believe? Can't help you beyond that. All I can do is lead you to water. Whether you drink or not, it's not my problem. And this documentary was full of rewriting history. Trying to coach 1999 in 2021 terms, which, first of all, the majority don't agree on. Critical race theory is a joke, except for everybody but the most far left academics. That shit is not a fucking serious fucking school of thought. But these are the people that are fucking rewriting history, now making documentaries, by the way, corporate funded documentaries, and they're walking around patting themselves on the back talking about, I'm the resistance. Thank God HBO gave us fucking $3 million to make a goddamn documentary to tear down the system. I'm part of the resistance. Thank God the government approves of what we're saying. We're part of the resistance. What the fuck is going on in this fucking country? Yes, Woodstock 90. Explain this to me. Why did Woodstock 94 go off without all this bullshit, but Woodstock 99 did? And the first thing they'll tell you is Limp Bizkit. I don't like Limp Bizkit. Never really did. Just not my thing. They got like one song I like, right? Off their first album. I can't even remember the name of it, but I like it. And it's an 8-finger tapping song. It's because of the guitar
Counterfeit.
play. That's it. Thank you. That's it. That's the only song I like by him. Like that I would actually go out of my way to listen to. But I'm going to tell you what. Of my 4 friends that were there, one of them, Saturday night, he was like, Rage is my favorite band. I was going to be up against the railing for Rage. Dead center stage at Woodstock 99. And he was. And
99 was
the
like
lineup,
the zenith for Rage, too. I mean, that was when Rage was at their ragiest. That's when the Battle of Los Angeles was out.
Absolutely. And the lineup went Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, Metallica. My friend who went there, and if Rage Against the Machine is this big of a deal in his life, can you guess his politics? Thank you.
He's a hardcore conservative, neocon?
Absolutely. He's a fucking Nazi. But anyways, fascist fuck. How dare you be a black fascist? But anyways, he was like, dude, when I got home, we got back to Michigan, people were talking about, Fred Durst incited a riot. He's like, first of all, when the shit popped off was Sunday night. He goes, second of all, that crowd, I was front and center for all 3 of those bands. Rage and Metallica brought the fucking thunder with their shit.
Yeah, it was 1999. Hell yeah.
When Rage fucking played Killing in the Name as their encore and burned an American flag draped over fucking Tim Cumberford's fucking bass rig, he goes, that I heard about this in 99, guys. He goes, that entire crowd was ready to overthrow the government. We were ready to riot against anything. What do you got? They were like Marlon Brando in The Wild Ones. What are you rebelling against? What do you have? Or what do you got? That was the line. He goes, it was absolutely that situation. The other 3 people that I knew that went, they weren't up front. They weren't even in the pit. They were like, once we heard those 3 back to back to back, we started heading for the back of the fucking crowd.
Yeah, he goes, I would have too.
He goes, I can tell you this, I've never seen 200,000 people move in unison and fist in the air chant back what Rage was chanting, and I've never felt such a fucking angry vibe at a show.
Oh, yeah. Group anger, not good.
Yeah, if you see it in the video, it's really... It's kind of scary. I'm a big motherfucker, but I tell you what, man, I looked at that, oh, hell no.
Bro, I've been in lots of fucking crazy fucking pits. Like, I've seen compound fractures. I've seen people get bent over a shin-high stage the wrong way, and their shin develop a fucking 90-degree angle because of the pits behind them. And I was like, whatever. I'm not saying his last name. My friend's, his name is Alvin. I was like, Alvin, was it like that when you went to Woodstock 99? He goes, bro, worse. He goes, and here's the deal. Even when Fred Durst got up on the plywood and was trying to fucking surf to the first tower, which he never got to, it's always Fred Durst encouraged people to pull down plywood from the first tower, send it to the front. No, they were already fucking... You can watch the goddamn documentary. You can watch the full performance. The crowd was doing that. He was like, hey, yo, that shit's tight. Bring that shit up here. I want to fucking crowd surf on that. Of course, because he's a douche. He's too scared to jump in the fucking crowd, and which is another thing. Let me say, okay, neither of you ever crowd surfed?
Fuck no.
No, hell no.
Have more times than I can fucking count. Let me tell you something. Male, female, you're on top of a crowd, you are no longer in control of what happens to you. And when I say what happens to you, I mean whether you get turned on your stomach and pass, turned on your back, whether you get dropped, whether you get passed to the front and security gently takes you off the crowd and lets you down, or you get passed to the front and fucking knock 2 teeth out on the fucking front stage at Harpo's. You are in no control of it. So this whole women were groped while crowd surfing, bro, I've had my nuts grabbed through fucking corduroys on top of a fucking crowd. Okay? Not a good feeling. It happens when you crowd surf. Now, I've said that, but I'm going to say this. The bitches that were, Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. The bitches that were on top of motherfuckers, because that was the next thing, motherfuckers. You're all equally worthless in my eyes. But the bitches that were on top of motherfuckers' shoulders with their tops off, and dudes were coming up behind and groping, that's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you what, if that had been my old lady on my shoulders, and you did that, I hope you in a killing mood, because that's the only way you're going to win that fight. Because my job now is to fucking erase you from this planet. What the fuck did you just... Who the fuck are you to be grabbing on somebody's fucking body parts just because they're up there? No. Now, if they're being passed around the crowd, and they showed these, people crowd surfing, they're like, look at people groping them. And yes, it did happen. And I'm sure all 4 times they showed out of 3 days and 400,000 people being there were the only 4 times they could find. Okay. It does happen. It's like, once again, this goes back to the 2020 election. There's no such thing as voter fraud. There was zero voter fraud. There's never zero voter fraud. You've already proven yourself a liar. Shut the fuck up. Adults need to talk.
What about Russia?
Go sit on the naughty step. You fucking piece of shit. You lying cocksucker motherfucker. Get the fuck away from me before I fucking do something that I don't want to do time for. Get the fuck away. That's it. Dude, shit's going to happen. But when you're on the crowd being passed around, you're going to get grabbed on your ass, on your tit, on your dick, on your feet, on your head. Dude, I had a guy stick his thumb in my fucking eye. I think it was his thumb. I don't know. It was a finger. I know that much. Scratched my cornea enough to go to the fucking optometrist and be like, how'd this happen? Well, I went to go see the Toadies at State Theater, and I got up on the crowd, so you're an idiot. Okay, enough said.
I just want a digit in my butt.
Yeah, what's the problem? Grab him by the pussy, right?
Okay. Anyways, guys, the documentary, look, I'm sure the people who made the documentary, or excuse me, not made the documentary, I'm sure the people interviewed for the documentary, do I doubt that they're not pumping up their stories? Yeah, I doubt that. Dude, I know what it's like to tell a story, but you stick me in a fucking courtroom and threaten me with 10 years for fucking perjury, motherfucker, all the fucking extra sizzles off that story. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is like, these people are just talking, oh, this should happen. Proof? Because that was one of the most documented concerts in the history of concerts at that point in the world. The entire thing was broadcast live on pay-per-view, including the rave nights, which, by the way, brings me to this point. I guess thank God Aaron ain't here, because this would be a big fucking argument. But Moby. Why is Moby talking about Woodstock 99 and all he did was spin a 2-hour set in the middle of the night and then get out of there? Why is he talking like he was one of the mud people living there? You're Moby in 1999, dude.
Yeah, like that song with Gwen Stefani was like a year earlier. Like he was...
No, that was a year and a half. Dude, Porcelain. His big album was a year out still. He hadn't even been in an Apple commercial at that point. You knew Moby because you were that deep in the scene. I knew Moby because he came out of the EDM scene, and he put that punk album out right before he played Woodstock 99. And it flopped. That's how I knew Moby. So, I'm not... That Gwen Stefani... Southside, is that the one you're talking about? Unless he did another one with her. It's about Southside?
Yeah.
Yeah, that come out in the 2000s, man. He was Moby, but he wasn't like every... Porcelain's on every goddamn other commercial Moby. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't that Moby yet. So it's like, dude, and then he talks, he's like, well, I showed up and it was a weird vibe, and I played my set, and I left. I mean, what are you talking about? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You weren't there for most of it. But he's one of the most featured fucking quote-unquote musicians who played fucking Woodstock 99. Why is that? Is it because he'll fucking acquiesce to the fucking narrative being fucking spun? He'll fucking sit there and go, there's a lot of misogyny and horrible white privilege and anger. And bro, there was anger with everybody. My friend Alvin is black as midnight. And he goes, motherfucker, I spent $1,000 on tickets, $200 on parking, walked for miles from the parking I spent $200 on, got there, they threw out all my fucking drinks, my water, everything, food, everything, let me bring drugs in after, and yes, you did have to bribe the guards. That's a story I've heard for fucking decades now. But he goes, and you get in there, and it's just like you said, $4 waters. We have showers. You have 400,000 people here, and you have showers, one group of showers set up for men and women, and expect 400,000 people to use that politely? Like, they were like, well, there was free drinking water at the water fountains. Oh, you mean the ones you had to wait for 7-8 hours? They literally showed people in line sitting on the ground because the line didn't move. Because motherfuckers would go up to the drinking fountain and start bathing in it and doing everything else in it and taking a whole lot of fucking time. I'm sorry. We all went to fucking school in the 80s. When you went to the water fountain, how long did it take you to get a drink? Didn't take me fucking 20 minutes.
No.
Why is there a line? Why? Yeah.
But the documentary also said that it was polluted.
Well, because, once again, the Air Force Base in Rome, flat and tarmac. Yes, it has all the amenities. It had the ability for them to... By the way, the Peace Wall, this is the biggest fucking hypocrisy of the whole thing. The Peace Wall they built, they had all these special fucking street artists and Peter Max and all this shit come in and act like it's 1969 again and paint. That wall wasn't there for people's visual enjoyment. That wall was there to keep people out and to keep people in. Oh, you're here? Well, you can't leave. If you leave, there's no readmittance. So you better pay $4 a water, $12 for a fucking personal pizza. Like, bro, you go right now. You go to Comerica Park. You order a fucking hot and ready, which is a medium hot and ready compared to the large. Unless I'm wrong. Let me know, Chris.
No, it's not correct.
Yeah, okay. And you pay what, $12?
$14.
Oh, it's went up since I had season tickets. And the last time I went, it wasn't hot and it wasn't ready. I had to wait and the shit was cold. But I paid full motherfucking price and threw a tip in there because I ain't a piece of shit. So that's what you gonna tell me that Woodstock, a one-time, one-shot event, wasn't going to try to bleed even more out of their fucking, the people spending money to go to their fucking event than the Tigers, who put on 81 of them bitches in Detroit a year? Come the fuck on, man. Use your common sense.
Here's the problem with that very statement.
Use your common sense.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
The sale's on at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Stock up for school with 40 to 70% off almost everything and deals from $13. Find it all at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com through August 10th.
Everyone loves shopping online. Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell my golf buddies when they buy clubs. Stop searching for coupon codes. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Plus, it's free, and you don't even need a Capital One card to use it. That's like hitting a hole in one without even trying. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
Better sleep means a better you. That's why Mattress Firm made the Rest Assured Promise, featuring the best mattresses from America's best brands, like the Timber Breeze collection, so you can sleep up to 8 degrees cooler. Available now with a $300 instant gift, good toward sleep accessories. Our sleep experts have over 200 hours of training, so you can rest assured we'll find the right bed for you. Only at Mattress Firm, America's #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer. Offer valid with qualifying purchase. Restrictions apply. Valid at participating locations only. For offer details, visit mattressfirm.com/sale.
From heading out the door and kicking off your day to enjoying the refreshing breeze on the beach, when it comes to Seagram's Ginger Ale, we won't tell you when to enjoy it because it's good at any time. Whether you're catching the latest flick at the movie theater, enjoying a break between meetings, at a family barbecue, or when you're stirring up a drink for friends or enjoying one on your own, you'll never be disappointed. Wherever you are, Seagram's refreshing taste is always welcome. Seagram's Ginger Ale. Crisp taste, any time or place.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Watching those two videos about Woodstock 99, I looked at my wife after she watched it with me, and she's like, there's no reason for touching women that way and this and that. And I said, look, 2 words, man. 2 words. Drugs, alcohol. You put those two together in 400,000 people. You know what, dude? I would not be shocked, not even a little bit, if 3,000 rapes happened that weekend.
Yeah, but
I don't
you know
care
why?
what
You know why?
color you are.
Now do you?
Unfortunately, human beings just aren't. We're not. I don't know the word. We're not equipped. We're not capable of handling that. In that a person is smart. All right.
People are stupid. Yep.
Right. And if you give 400,000 people, and they're drunk and they're high, for even a day and a half, shit's gonna go wrong. Period. That's why when you go to a concert venue, they have limits. All right, they want to say it's for fire safety. It's for safety, period. Being a security guard at these concert venues, I could tell you, handling 20, 30,000 people is one thing. Handling 400,000 people, every other one of them or every three of them, whatever, are drunk and stoned on something. Oh, come on, man.
Okay.
That's wrong so many different ways.
First of all, yeah, you're right. You get that many people together, you're going to have problems. Here's where I'm like, this is where going back to you're attributing something you can have absolutely no factual knowledge of to people. This is where you're going, I wouldn't be surprised if there was 3,000 rapes in a group of 400,000 people. And I understand where you're coming from, except for this. Even the most horrible in neighborhoods that have 400,000 people, their crime statistics, they don't have 3,000 rapes over 3 days. And it could be Rape Alley, okay? Like, if us three walked down it, a gaggle of rapists could come out and all butt fuck us. We couldn't get 2 feet down the alley.
Worst vacation spot ever, by the way.
That's how rapey. Hold on, listen to me. That's how I let you talk. That's how rapey this alley is. And you're attributing that, and you go, well, but they're on drugs, they're on alcohol. Okay, yeah. And here's the deal. Not everyone on drugs and alcohol acts like that. Not everyone who gets drunk all of a sudden decides, I'm going to go sexually assault somebody by putting my hands on them in an unwanted fashion.
I was on drugs and alcohol yesterday. I didn't rape anybody.
Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest with you, Earl, and you ain't going to like it. And if you get mad, here's a cake. Be super mad. I don't give a fuck. But the fact that you think 3,000 rapes out of 400,000 people coming together for 3 days, no matter how many drugs and alcohol they're on, is acceptable, says more about you than about the people you're talking about.
Okay. Now, I never said it was acceptable.
Okay.
I said it wouldn't shock me if it happened.
Then
you're right.
You need to realign your fucking... You're not deal with reality on reality terms.
Stop for a minute. There is more things at that place than just the music. I'm talking about drugs. I'm talking about alcohol. And I'm talking about women walking around with totally naked.
Why are you talking to me like I was never a musician, never understood any of this, never been to a strip club, never been with a stripper? Bro, I understand all that. And at a strip club, you have people on drugs and alcohol, and they don't pull this shit.
Bro, stop. You can't do this.
Here we go. Because you got the bouncers to stop them.
No, dude, no. You're talking about 400,000 people in a very confined space for a certain amount of time, okay? Out in the sun, hot as fuck, deprived of water, drinking liquor, taking drugs, sex being shown all around them, either by women walking around naked or couples, just generally happy people fucking in front of you.
Okay, no, stop. Because now we're going to agree, and we can move on from this fucking bullshit topic that I'm over the fucking the claim of sexual. If we're talking rapes, 3,000 rapes, no, I don't buy it. I'm gonna need proof. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to fucking show me a receipt for that purchase before you leave my store. Now, if you're talking 3,000 sexual assaults, and we're counting show us your tits as sexual assault, oh, I believe that. Probably 200,000 of them. If we're talking comments plus actual physical assault, sexual assault, yeah, 3,000 is real low. But that's what I'm saying. You're attributing these people going, anyone who says show us your tits, get naked, that's sexual assault. No, that's someone fucking requesting something from you that you just tell them, fuck you, I'm not doing it, and keep walking.
No, Rich, it's Gen exhausted. I'm not attributing that. What I'm saying is people touching titty, fingering a woman, some might had sex.
Oh no, I believe.
And the woman is attributing that to being raped because she's either drunk, high, both.
No, she was raped, dude. If it's to me, okay, I don't know. I don't care what the law says. To me, rape is like football. If the nose of the football breaks the plane, it's a touchdown. If anything enters her body that she doesn't want of yours,
right,
that's rape. If you're touching stuff, that's sexual assault. Just as fucking punishable. But let's be honest. Being held down and fucked in your ass against your will and everything that comes, the stitches, the recovery, the psychological fucking damage that comes after that ain't the same as someone walking by and copping a fucking feel. And if it is, you have bigger underlying issues than the fact that someone copped a feel off you.
Right.
You need help.
I totally agree with everything you just said. What I'm saying is, I would not be shocked if these things happened at this event.
No,
I'm not sure it did. I'm not sure it didn't.
The scariest thing I heard happen from someone who was there is a guy who owned a studio, and I was friends with. We were recording that, but I was friends with him, so I'd go hang. And he lived like half a mile down the road from me, from my old apartment in Wixom. You know the apartment, right? So I'd literally, I could be drinking and walk down and go hang out with him, and I did. And one night we started talking about. He was like, I said something about Public Enemy and Rage Against the Machine. He goes, I've seen Rage. I was like, where'd you see Rage? He goes, Woodstock 99. You were at Woodstock 99? And he starts talking about it. And he goes, I was like, well, when he gets done, I'm like, well, dude, did you see any of the crazy shit that we, apparently it was just nothing but just rape going on. He's like, be honest with you, during the concert, no. He goes, I was all over the crowd. I was at the east stage, the other stage. I went to the rave tent one night, blah, blah, blah. I went to the exhibitions. He goes, I never saw anything until I was leaving. And apparently on the way to the car, and this has always stuck with me because it haunts me, because this is fucking horrifying that any human could do this to another human. Apparently there was a chick fucking either passed out or dead. Tom didn't know. I'm not going to say his last name so I can say his first name. Tom didn't know. And Tom's like, we're walking on, to our parking where we parked our car, and we see her laying there, and we're like, oh, is that chick alive or dead? Can you tell if she's breathing? Blah, 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 blah. And one of the people he went with was like, I don't know, let's go check on her. So they veered towards her. And he goes, Rich, as we started walking towards her, there was a tree line. He goes, I swear on my parents, my life, two guys stepped out of the tree line, grabbed her by one grabbed her by one leg, one grabbed her by the other, and dragged her into the fucking tree line. I don't know what happened after that, because I was like, I'm not risking dying over someone I don't know. And as fucked up as that is, I understand where he was coming from. Would I have done the same thing? Probably not. I probably would have fucking ended up dead if they were doing what he thinks they were doing, which is dragging her into in the woods to rape her. And if that type of shit was happening, those motherfuckers need to die. I'm good saying that. People that did that.
I'm with you on that. I think it's horrible.
But now, out of the 4 people I know that went, that's the only thing the only story I heard about sexual assault. And believe me, I pumped Tom I was like, what else? He's like, that's the only thing I saw that was along those lines. I was like, yeah, but this is like 2005, by the way, guys. This is 6 years after the fucking shit happened. I'm like, the narrative has already been set in stone that it was Rape Fest 99. In fact, that's how some people reported on it. Rape Stock 99. I remember clearly. Okay, Spin, Rolling Stone, looking at you guys. And it's just like, it's not what happened. It was a poorly planned event by people who were trying to get the most money out of a generation by cashing in on nostalgia and, hey, this is your generation's version of this. Well, you did that in 94. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different generation now. I understand we like things in 5 to 10 year fucking bite sizes. We like, 25, 30 years, whatever. But 30 years is 2 generations down the fucking line, man. It ain't the Woodstock generation. It ain't the same fucking people coming to see your shit. It ain't the same fucking bands you're booking. And these people had no, I agree with the documentary on, they had no cognitive awareness of the fact that maybe we shouldn't really put Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, and Metallica back-to-back on a Saturday night.
I told you, I remember in 1999 hearing that lineup and hearing what happened and going, you put these three bands in it, of course that place is ready to burn the motherfucker down by the time the last band went on.
By the way, another thing that HBO documentary does, which is bullshit, and you can look up on setlist.com if it's still around. Type in Woodstock 99 full set list performances, okay? And they'll tell you what artists performed at what stage at what time they were supposed to go on, what time they actually did go on. So it's that accurate. Go look, because they tried to fucking pimp it like they only had 3 female acts, and they were, all on different, first of all, no, they had more acts than, there was more than 3 female musicians on those stages in those 3 days. Stop. Second of all, they tried to act like Jewel was on Saturday. Hold on. I got to pull this up. I want to be so correct on this because basically they were trying to say that they spread the women out, and it's not the truth. It's not the truth. There were bands with women in it. I mean, dude, okay, Kid Rock's band, drummer, 1999, black chick.
Yeah.
We all know that. Mm-hmm. We all know it. You can watch the video. While Kid Rock's playing, they start talking about how this is, no female, blah, blah, blah. No, this isn't like Lilith Fair. Because it's not Lilith Fair, bitch. You want to go to Lilith Fair and listen to fucking a bunch of goddamn fucking carpet munchers fucking listen to Indigo Girls? Then go. But this is Woodstock 99, motherfucker. Didn't you hear? They booked Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, and Metallica back-to-back on Saturday. But they tried to play it like, well, they spread the women out over. No. The shit didn't happen in the order they presented it.
I love how the 90s are being presented as this oppressive time. I mean,
isn't it wonderful?
People would shit their pants from 64 on back.
Dude, that's where I can't. And that's where I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I see this blue-haired bitch, this land whale, who's talking about, I was there. Really? Really? Okay, good for you.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, why is this bitch the one that everyone's fucking... And then they find the one... And by the way, the foreshadowing in the guy who did die in the pit at Metallica, could you give away the fucking end any quicker than you did?
That was terrible.
The minute that motherfucker sat down to talk, I was like, that dude's dead. Dude, he's talking about is dead. This is horrible editing. You're supposed to be saving this as like a big like gotcha moment in the documentary. You already showed your whole. If you're playing poker, you already showed your whole card.
I mean, did Gen X use up all the subtlety and sarcasm and irony? Because it seems millennials and Gen Z have none. They just hit you over the head with a sledgehammer.
No, bro, we're living in a post-autistic spectrum world. Everybody is the most literal people you've ever met, like a bunch of motherfuckers on the spectrum. And I kind of like the idea that some people in the neuroscience community have said, we're not even going to fucking, Asperger's ain't a thing. We're all on the spectrum to some point. The spectrum is the human spectrum. It's nothing. Dude, people all the time fuck up and misread cues, don't understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you have the most literal generation. Dude, you have a generation of men raised by women who've decided that masculinity is the biggest problem in the least masculine generation in the history of this country.
Hey, let me ask you guys a quick
bottom line.
about
Dude,
this.
that's all you got to do. And then go read your Orwell. Go read your Orwell and understand what doublethink and doublespeak is, and you're done. You're done.
I want to ask you guys a serious question about this because I was talking to my wife about it while I was watching the video. I've never been in a mosh pit.
Mm-hmm.
What compels you to go into a pit?
Song's awesome.
The song's awesome. That's great. But whatever happened to just fucking
alcohol
headbanging and fucking throw your hand up in the air with the horns and
rock on. Sometimes you just want to rock.
So you got to punch and kick and beat the shit out of somebody?
It's not that.
It's the whole visceralness of it.
Do you want? I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully that hiccup passed. Anyways, what do you want? Do you want why people got into a pit in the beginning, or do you want why people get into a pit today? Because there's two different answers. I mean, there's more.
Give them both to me, because I can't figure out for the life of me why. Because especially that one. That was fucking.
Back in the day, in the like the mid '70s, late '70s, whatever, when punk became big, a pit was called slam dancing.
Yes.
Okay, and slam dancing was basically all that aggression that you have built up in you, all the bullshit that life throws at you, all the shit your parents say, all the shit the schools say, all the shit your boss says that you know is bullshit, but you got to just smile and take another bite of that shit sandwich. You get in there and you're swinging wildly. You're just taking it out on the world. And if someone gets
basically
in your way,
what Fred Durst said. Okay.
Hey, well, hold on a sec, because if someone gets in your way in the pit, they entered the pit. They knew that they knew. Hey, you know where you got that shirt. It sure wasn't the men's department. Okay. Now, why people get into a pit today? Because it's expected. People got into a pit. I truly believe slam dancing started as a way of people who usually have to shut up and take the brunt of being made fun of, being hazed, being looked at as the black sheep in the family, being the outcast, and they could finally fucking just release all that aggression out. And
Now when you're saying slam dancing,
true slam dancing.
Wait a minute. Are you saying slam dancing like bumping into each other? Like
yes. That's more of the origins of slam dancing. See, this is where we need Aaron. Aaron can fill in the cracks that I don't have, because he can cover. I can cover fucking like East Coast punk and West Coast punk, but he can cover like the Midwest fucking shit that I don't know about. But anyways, there we go.
So when did
there you go, Dawn. I'm pining away for fucking. I wish for the days of Aaron on our regiment. Anyway, what I'm saying is, I think it was just a way of just people who just felt like they always had to be quiet and small and stay that way because the world wanted them that way. They finally get out there. Bro, go look at a Minor Threat fucking live video from back in the day on VHS. Go look at a Fugazi video on VHS from back in the day. They're playing literally gymnasiums in the middle of nowhere. And motherfuckers are hanging off of the fucking backboard of the fucking basketball hoop. And they're fucking just, and this is like 1980, 81, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, dude, it was people who couldn't fucking release their rage. Now everyone can release their rage. We got the internet. What are you angry about? What are you raging about? Oh, I'm injustice. What injustice? What rights have been taken from you? What can't you do that I can do? Well, I'm demisexual, and that's not considered a valid sexual orientation.
And that's it. You didn't answer the question. What rights? What can't you do that I can do?
Boom. So, in other words, your rights are people have to think exactly like you about everything. That's not how rights work. Here's the deal. Here's the bottom line. Here's what I should have said unregimented from day one, but I didn't know how to articulate it until not now, but a couple months ago at least. Folks, it don't matter if they agree with you. If you're gay, they can look at you and go, you're a faggot. If you're black, they can look at you and go, darky. Mexican, beaner. Doesn't matter. Let them say what the fuck they want. As long as they do two things, you're golden. They do right by you, and they don't disrespect your rights. You can't control what other people think of you. Give it up. Stop it. Because that path we're heading down. And that just leads to destruction, as societal destruction. There is a academic theory about how long every empire lasts. And 250 years from the onset to the start of the downfall is about standard. And there's 7 fucking phases. By this academic outlook, we're between stage 6 and 7. We're in the end state. We're in the death throes. Like, you're going to hear America's death rattle as, HNIC on the block anytime now. I don't doubt it. Look at how we are.
I'm with that.
Dude, we are more concerned about not hurting other people's feelings than doing what's best for our own survival. As a society, that is where we're heading. If you need proof, look at last summer's mostly peaceful rioting. Okay? Look at that bullshit. And listen to well, you know, they're upset. Oh, so they're upset. So they get to destroy everything? Well, what's more important? People or property? If you try to come on my property and take from me what's mine, my property is more important in your life. So you value possessions over people. No. They tried to rob me. They value my possessions more than they value their life.
Yeah.
And I'm about to show them that, well, that was a bad mistake.
That was
okay. Why does equality mean people have to be basically stolen from and beat down for equality? See, that's not equality. That's not progressive. That's, you know, this is where I've had very dear friends of mine. We butt heads, and a few of them I actually we've lost the friendship because of. But I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think about me, but you will do right by me. You will respect me if I respect you, or else we're gonna have a problem. And see, I think that a lot of the quote unquote marginalized people these days, I think they fall into this trap of like, oh, all white people are X. Nah, I ain't the one.
No.
Sorry. I'm a man without a country. I grew up surrounded by poor people of all races. And we all understood one thing very fucking clearly from the get-go. We're all equally worthless. And to be brutally honest, race really didn't enter, even in the youth homes I was in, at 5 to 7.5, at fucking 9, at 10, all of them places. Until I hit my teenage years and I was in them. Because then race became an issue.
Now, Steve Rich.
And here's the thing. Race became an issue for black people towards the white people where I was at. We, the white folks, we knew better than to speak up because we were outnumbered. I mean, real quick, I just want the last place I was in, I was 16 years old when I went in. There were guys sitting there waiting to get shipped to fucking upstate to fucking like fuck you in the ass prison, okay? 18-year-olds. Grown-ass men locked up with fucking with children, beating the shit out of us, threatening to rape us, all that good shit. Okay? Here's the thing. That's the first time I started hearing about race. You're a white bitch. You're white. You're a white motherfucker. You ain't got no heart. Ain't no white motherfucker got any heart. You a bitch. You a punk. You this. You that. And I was like, where the fuck is all this coming from? Because every time I've been in all these places before, our attitude was it's us versus them.
Damn right.
We all Negroes, bro. That's massa. We in the field. Why don't we fucking band together and get some fucking freedom back? Shave some of these years off our lives and get out here and live a fucking normal goddamn teenage life instead of being locked up for years at a fucking time. That's what we did when I was younger. Now, I don't know if this is a generational change or just people get older and they start absorbing the hatred and the racism and the prejudice around them, and they internalize it, and then or not internalize it, but they take it in themselves, and then they start spitting it back out. I don't know what the fuck it is, but something happened between the age of like 15 and 16, and all of a sudden everything became about race. And here's the bitch of it. Once I got out of that situation, once I got out of lockup, it wasn't about race anymore in the real world until about, I don't know, 10 years ago. Actually, that's not fair. Probably about 6-7 years ago. Then everything became about race. Privilege this, privilege that. I'll bring this up real quick. You ever call a woman privileged? Either of you guys?
I've never called anybody privileged.
Well, you, Chris. Okay. So I had a female friend, still have her actually, very much on the, you're a white, straight, white, cisgendered male, and we need to smash the cis, and you're everything we're fighting. You're horrible. And I'm like, wow, Jesus, I guess I didn't get the memo until right now. I'm glad you're telling me all this. But I'm just like, where are we going with it? What is the point? Well, it's the way. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Give me a second. God. All right. I'm back. That sucks. Anyways. The fuck were we talking? Jesus. I don't know anymore.
You're being berated for being a cis hetero.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, how is all of a sudden berating someone for what they were born as cool? You know what I'm saying? Like, Here's the thing, guys. We were raised to not see color, to not look at someone and go, "Oh, you're a black person." We were raised to be like, "No, that's a person."
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
No, but it wasn't even about black or white because if somebody was handicapped or mentally challenged or whatever you want to call them these days.
Yeah, whatever the proper fucking term is.
Yeah, we never identified them as that. We always just said they were people. Some, have a little bit more harder time in life. And that's regarding people with handicaps or whatever. And especially for people down in the have-not world, it was never about race. Because we struggled just as much as my neighbor.
Look, I understand. Okay, people go white privilege. Okay, people get it, immediately hear that term. Some people and their asshole clenches, and they're ain't no such thing. There is, but it doesn't mean what people think. It just means you're being treated within your rights. It's not a privilege to be treated with the rights that you were born with. In fact, if someone's not treating you with the rights that you were born with, then your rights are being violated, okay? They're committing the crime. I'm not committing the crime by my rights not being violated simply because the cops go, it's clean, upstanding looking white boy.
Are we going to pull him over or this black guy? I'm going to take the black guy.
And by the way, I don't give a fuck, even in Livonia, which means something to Dawn, our one Michigan listener. If you're black, if you're white and you're driving a hoopty where I can drop bowling balls through the fucking fender because there's such big rust holes in it, you're getting pulled over, okay? Because poor people.
Yeah, the cop's going to pull over the person he thinks he can get the most charges out of.
Fines out of, yes.
Absolutely.
Black guy's driving a Mercedes versus the, like you said, the white guy driving the shit with holes in the floorboards. The white guy's getting pulled over.
Dude, black guy in a Mercedes. If I'm a racist cop, here's my line. I'm gonna pull over this Negro and this darky driving his car. It's too nice for him. Fuck him. I don't drive that nice of a car, right? And I pull him over and all the shit checks out, and I gotta let him go. You pulled him over on the off chance that you could catch him on some bullshit, or that you're corrupt enough to where you would do some shit to where you could fucking catch him on some shit. You'd plant some shit or bust some shit or whatever the fuck. The what if land. We're in what if land on that one. But let's be honest. I'm a cop. I see a black man drive by in a nice car, and I see a white guy drive by in a fucking hoopty, and I can count 4 fucking tickets on the hoopty on the white guy. But the only reason to pull over the black guy is because he's black. If my job is dependent on how many fucking tickets I hand out, homeboy gets a fucking free pass, and Peckerwood gets pulled over and all the tickets I can fucking give him.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It depends on what time of the month it is.
Okay? And I'm going to tell you this. 2 of us now on this show have a friend who's an active duty police officer. Maybe we can get him on here on the show under the guise of, or not guise, because it would be complete anonymity. You know what I'm saying? Speak freely. But he'll tell you the same thing we just fucking told you. And by the way, I've known him as long as I've known Earl. No reason to believe he's ever lied to me before about anything that matters. No reason to believe it now. But if you want to if we have him on, you go, oh, he's your friend. I doubt you. Well, then you know what? I guess you're Thomas. You need to stick your finger in fucking the hole in Jesus' side, huh?
You know right? What? And
go
you also
fuck yourself,
kiss my ass because he's a black cop.
Well, I mean, I didn't feel the need to fucking throw that down until I can actually talk to him, see if we can get him on. But, I'm not trying to dunk on motherfuckers that hard. Shit.
I'm just saying, kiss my ass. But Rich, out of everything you said, you bring up a good point, and I think it's a point that we can get to so we can close it out here in a little bit. But January 6th, guys, what the fuck was it? Was it an insurrection? Was it a bunch of white guys going to take a photo op? Was it people that were tired?
It's a bunch of idiots. It's just like last
What
summer.
was it?
It's a bunch of morons.
Thank you. End of story. I mean, not end of story. There's nuance to it, but dude, okay, I didn't look at the riots of the summer of 2020, or excuse me, the mostly peaceful riots of the summer of 2020, and go, that makes sense. Because the people that were, okay, well, maybe rioting in certain instances, I understand. Don't condone, but understand. But the looting, no. And here's where my issue is. They act like, one, the riots never happened. There was no riots last summer at all, period. They act like Antifa didn't take over 7 blocks of the city for 2 weeks. They act like everything that happened last summer was completely justified. Like, this is what did Martin Luther King say? Riots are the language of the unheard. Yes, when you're in prison and being beaten, mistreated, and the only thing you can do is set your mattress on fire to show how pissed off, to fucking express how pissed off you are. Yeah, okay. Once again, understand, don't condone, understand. But we were all listening last summer. These are people who feel that no one was listening to them. Problem is, Trump was listening to them, all right? Now, you want to know what happened? I don't know what happened, but I can take a fucking guess. I can tell you this. Month and a half before fucking January 6th, I already knew that there was going to be a fucking protest in D.C. on January 6th.
Yep.
Okay? That wasn't hidden on any online's news feed that reported about what was being planned to protest Biden winning the election. Yet January 6th happens, and everybody goes, oh my God, how did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea how this many people ended up in D.C.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, full disclosure, being in D.C. and protesting, I mean, that's commonplace. Everybody does that. Raiding the Capitol? Not everybody does that when they go to protest.
It wasn't raided.
Let's stop. Yes, thank you, Chris.
That's what I'm saying. What was it? Storming
it was a bunch of idiots who got further than they were planning on getting.
It was roughly from what? Okay, you take the most overestimated number and you take the most underestimated number and you pick a number in the middle. So I'm going to go probably about 2,000, 2,500 very pissed off Trump. I mean, total maggots. I mean, hats, bumper stickers, Trump bridge and all. Maggots. Pissed off that their guy didn't win. And Trump was like, let's have a protest on the 6th when they ratify the fucking, or not ratify, but when they finalize the election results and all this, let's show them that we mean business. And a month and a half, 2 months out, I heard that shit. Everybody knew it. That's the shit. Folks, basically this is them fucking you from behind if you're a chick, and their dick is firmly in your vagina. Their thumb goes in your ass. You don't say anything because, well, the dick's that good. And then next thing you know, they bury their dick up to their ass, up to the base in your ass. And you're like, yo, whoa. I had no idea you were even thinking about that. Really? The thumb up the ass wasn't the fucking giveaway, right? Like, did you think fucking these people were going to get together and play Magic the Gathering in memory of former President Trump? Like, you knew this shit was coming. On top of that, guys, you ever been to Philly before 9/11?
No.
Either of you? Tell you something.
Yes.
Okay, Constitution Hall. Before 9/11, I don't know about now. Only been there before 9/11. Bro, it was a Saturday, middle of the day. We walked up and that motherfucker walked in and sat down, sat in fucking seats that John Adams sat in, that fucking John Hancock sat in, that George Washington stood on, all that shit. Not one fucking person from the city, state, county, the fucking building showed up and said, you can't do that. You know why? It's a public building and it's open to everybody as long as it's during hours of operation. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what the fucking Senate and Congress is supposed to be. And that's exactly what happened. They walked the fuck in. Oh, they stopped us they stormed us. Really? Did they break the door down? Because I've seen videos. Looks like they pretty much just pulled it open to me. You know what I'm saying?
Break windows, climb in.
Oh, they broke windows and they climbed fucking. Yeah. Gee, I don't know. And when Antifa the summer before to get into since whataboutism is the fucking norm now, and that's just the default setting we all go to. Let me get my whataboutism on. Why was Antifa let off the fucking hook and bailed out by Kamala Harris and her bunch raising fucking funds to get him out of fucking jail after on video.
Riots that never
They were
happened.
pouring quick-set concrete on police station windows and front doors in Seattle and throwing Molotov cocktails into the fucking second-story windows to try to kill them. What do you call that? If January 6th was an insurrection, what is that?
I'll do you one better. Where the fuck is Antifa? Did they get laid off?
No, bro. They just stopped reporting about it. They're still doing all the shit. Dude, they've been doing this shit for fucking years. This is what is so frustrating to me. Like, I was talking about Antifa fucking 15 years ago. And online forums, like, you see what these idiots are doing? Like, these were the type of idiots that were burning fucking car dealerships that sold Hummers because they pollute the environment and that's fascist. This shit was going on 15 years ago. Talked about it 15 years ago. No one gave a shit. Now, all of a sudden, they fucking worked themselves up to the front of our social consciousness. And, Chris, we did a show with one person. There's no such thing as Antifa. It's just an idea.
What? How can you deny? Never mind.
Well, it's the same as there's no such thing as cancel culture. Really? Would you like me to break down where cancel culture comes from? Because I'll do it real quick. Cliff Notes version. Cancel culture comes from call-out culture. Call-out culture comes from Black Twitter. Black Twitter used to use call-out culture as a way to call out people they thought that were being Uncle Toms or acting awful coonish. So in other words, like anything that white people liked that's predominantly with black people and Tyler Perry, basically. That was, you know what I'm saying? And then boom, here we are. And whatever. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. It doesn't matter. You believe what you want to believe. If you think Antifa, if you think all these ideas and all these things are all just bullshit, then you're not going to report on them. And dude, they don't report on them because they don't believe in them. And here's the deal. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. What can you prove? Shut up about your feelings, about your faith, about your hopes. What did you factually see with your own eyes? Let's start there. Then we'll work out.
Well,
because we need to go.
For so long, I heard Antifa. And then I think the last time I heard him was January 6th.
Hey, man.
And then
bro,
I haven't heard shit.
Okay. You posted earlier today on social media. I ain't heard about Antifa since January 6th. I typed in Antifa in Google, hit news. Wham! Tons of fucking news stories. They're not on the front page, though. They're not being pushed. It's not out there for clicks. Dude, Antifa is, first of all, you got to understand, Antifa don't like Biden. Antifa don't like the Democrats. Period. End of story. Antifa, in this sense, it is decentralized. They have no common fucking thread running through all their beliefs except for we hate anyone to the right of us. That's it. End of story.
I just thought they got laid off and are on the unemployment gap that everybody's getting in.
Yeah, I know. That's it. You thought that was it. That's sad for you. You thought that was a good joke, and you probably sat on it this whole time, and then you delivered it, and it landed like it did. I feel for you. Anyways, so what are you gonna say, Chris?
Well, no, it's obvious one side's controlling the narrative. I mean, Rich brought it up, bring it up. Last election, no election fraud, the most secure election we've ever had. The election before it, fucking Russian influence. We had a fucking federal investigation about it. Russia was just manipulating the fuck out of the last election, but this election, super safe, no one fucked with it.
Yeah. And then of course go back to 2012, the right wing, excuse me, not even right wingers, just Republicans and everyone who voted for Romney bitching about, this was rigged from the start. There was no Black Panthers were out scaring white people from voting. And what did you hear in 2016 and 2020? White supremacists were out scaring black people from voting. Let me tell you something. If two security guards at a polling place who are of different race than you scare you, you're the problem. Not society. Go fuck yourself and deal with it. I don't care. All right? Let me tell you something. I walk past two 6'9" 300-pound, black as midnight motherfuckers with I wish Whitey would t-shirts on and fucking banana clip 30-round fucking AKs, and I'll walk right past them and stare them in the eyes and be like, what you gonna do? Because you'd already done it if you were going to. End of story. Bro, you can't, this is, you know what? This is one of the things that I really, it breaks my heart about this fucking, our society. We don't have principles anymore. Our principles change with whoever we agree with. If our principles, if someone says something and we agree with it, that's our principles. And by the way, this is, I'm generalizing, so everybody, I don't. Good for you. Fuck off.
I don't.
Good for you. Fuck off. There, here. In fact, double-digit fuck off. You can't see it, but I'm giving you both fists.
I just want to get a T-shirt that says "I wish Whitey would."
And then I'll wear one. I'll wear one that says "Black" by popular demand. We'll take a picture next to each other and fucking.
All right, that's that's a 25th Scrubs reference. This show.
Well, not only that, but we'll have 500,000 listeners, but 475,000 will be 8 listeners.
True.
Good. We'll hold a whole concert and invite a couple bands over.
Dude, and you know what? Bottom line, this is what all the bullshit gets down to. Right there. What I just said, what Chris just brought up. I wish I could have it. You know why? Because you get a reaction, a genuine reaction. And I think ultimately a lot of the subjects that we've talked about tonight, what the common thread is, like, one of us don't buy the shit. We're not buying the fucking story being sold to us. You know, whether it's Biles, whether it's fucking January 6th, whether it's fucking whatever.
Woodstock.
My eyes are telling me different. You know what I'm saying? Like my reason, my logic are telling me different. My mind is telling me different.
My spidey senses are tingling.
My experience is telling me different.
My bullshit detector is going off.
Except for the bullshit detector. Everything I just said is a virtue when someone goes, I think that person's racist, but they've never done anything racist, but I think they're racist. Well, every thought you have is valid. They must be racist. Let's ruin their life. Really? But if Duke Lacrosse case, this chick's, the stripper story ain't adding up. Shit doesn't make sense. She's got legal problem history. You know, how dare you question the sanctity of a virgin woman? How dare you? Don't you know they're the most pure things to ever come out of a vagina? First of all, nothing pure has ever come out of or went into a vagina. Period. End of story. Second of all, women are just as fucking filthy and disgusting as men. If you don't believe it, live with them and be a non-sexual human being to them, and let them drop the facade, and you see, bitch, how many times are you gonna eat your scabs or pick your scabs and eat it? What the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I care? I don't want to fuck you. Oh, that's the litmus test? Okay. All right. I mean, dude,
and everything you said was right, except for unless it's their person. Then you get a guy like Governor Cuomo who could just still hold his office.
Killing grannies, smacking fannies, the Cuomo way.
We're at 3 hours, Ice. We don't have time for you to bring that up.
No, I'm just going to drop that there and leave it.
We'll be talking about his impeachment next week, probably. So, on that note, I like Rich's thing. We're going to end on that. For now, just follow all the old unregimented social media. It takes a while for everything to transfer over because that's how Jack and Zuck work. Just go to ChristopherMedia.net, click on the PayPal button in the Amazon banner if you would like to help us out. And wherever you listen to us, if you like the new show, let us know. Rate us, review us, tell people what you think about the show, because that's how it goes down in 2021. On that note, we'll catch you next week.
All right. Later, guys.
Peace out, yo.
The sale's on at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Stock up for school with 40 to 70% off almost everything and deals from $13. Find it all at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com through August 10th.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.